Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Raps Baseball's live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. Tonight, we are going to be bringing to you a matchup between the defending Japan Series champions, the Yokohama DeNA BayStars, as they will be taking on the Orix Buffaloes. And we are going to give you the starting lineups here as the first pitch is about 3 minutes away. First of all, leading off tonight for the visiting Buffaloes, they are sending out a lineup that is offensively starved. They are looking for anything to start clicking. They have currently the worst record in the spring league as they are 2-9-1. And some of the regulars, there's only 3 players in the lineup that are batting north of 200. And that ought to tell you where they're at in terms of their approach and at the plate. And as far as their not just their approach, but also to their mindset going into the season. They're really, really struggling. Leading off and playing in center field tonight is Kaito Nakagawa. Batting second at second base is Ryo Oda. Hitting third and left field is Ryoma Nishikawa. In the cleanup spot is the right fielder Yataro Sugimoto. Batting fifth at shortstop is Kataro Kobayashi. Hitting sixth is Yuma Tongu. Batting seventh at third base is Taishi Haruka. Batting eighth and doing designated hitting is Masahiro Nishino. And batting ninth and doing the catching is number 2, Kenya Wakatsuki. And they are going to be facing the American Anthony Kay, who takes to the hill tonight. Kay is a former Toronto Blue Jay, New York Met, Chicago Cub. He's got a 1-0 record. He's worked 8 1/3 innings in the spring, and he's given up 6 hits, 1 run. It has been earned. He's walked 2 and struck out 8, and he's got an earned run average of 1.08. Well, that's your lineup for the visitors from Osaka. And now your lineup for the Yokohama DeNA BayStars. Leading off and playing in right field is Tatsu Ubina. Heading second in center field is number 58, Koki Kojiwara. Heading third at second base is number 2, Shigumaki. And the cleanup spot is the first baseman, number 3, Tyler Austin. Batting fifth and playing third base tonight is Toshiro Miyazaki. Hitting sixth and doing the designated hitting is Yoshi Satsugo. Batting seventh in left field is Kaito Sano. Batting eighth and doing the catching is Yuda Yamamoto. And batting ninth and playing shortstop is Kaito Mori. And they are going to be facing Ren Mukanoki, who takes to the hill. He's got no wins and no losses, but he does have a save. He has worked 4 innings. He's allowed 6 hits, 3 runs, all of which have been earned. He's walked 1 and struck out 2. And he's got an earned run average of 6.75. That's your starting lineup. Anthony Kay is doing his tune-up tosses. We'll be back in just a moment with all the action. And our friend Jimmy Feltner already in the house tonight. Welcome, Jimmy. We'll be right back right after this.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back, everybody. Anthony Kay has completed his warm-up tosses, and we are ready to get this one underway. It'll be Ibina, Kajiwara, and Maki to come to bat here for the BayStars, but it'll be Nakagawa, Oda, and Nishikawa to come to bat here for the Buffaloes in the top of the first. Got to get ourselves the rest of the spring training kinks out of the way. The first pitch is a fastball that misses inside, and it's 1-0 to Nakagawa. Nakagawa, one of those players, the 28-year-old, batting 174 here in the spring with no homers and no RBIs. As the lefty Kay rocks and delivers, there's a fastball swung on it. Is grounded foul just past the bag at third base. And the count now goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Our friend Jimmy asking folks to show some love. Yeah, hopefully the love will come later. I'm not sure how many people will get in here tonight. 1-1 pitch on the way. It is a fastball that just misses outside. The count is 2-1. We've had late arriving crowds over the last couple of nights, and I would suspect it might be similar tonight. Here comes the 2-1 pitch as Kay is ready to go back to work. He kicks and he fires. There's a fastball swung on. It is line foul down the left field line, just over the head of the umpire. So 2 balls that Nakagawa, he's been out in front of and hook barreled down the line. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nakagawa was an important part of the ball club in the 2023 season, but through injuries and he didn't play particularly well when he was healthy last year. He's got to get the opportunity here. There's another fastball swung on. This ball is belted down the left field line, and it hooks foul. So 3 balls, he is hooked down the left field line, way out in front of it. But this time he's going to have to go and get himself a new bat, as it looks like that one there is done for the rest of the night and for probably the rest of the bat's career. It's like he has fractured it at some point. So 2 balls, 2 strikes it remains here to Nakagawa. I have a little bit of a different feed tonight, so I'm just trying to get myself accustomed to what this is going to feel like and be all about. Some different angles here. I don't know if it's because it's the Yokohama feed. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count runs to 3-2 on Nakagawa. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Beautiful, bright blue high skies and a pretty good crowd in attendance for this one today. There's a breaking ball that is waved at and missed. And Nakagawa goes in the books. He's out for the first out of the inning. 1 up and 1 away. That'll bring up the second baseman, Ryo Oda. The game last night between the Saitama Cebu Lions and the Hiroshima Carp. I didn't look at the final attendance numbers for last night. The night before, they were below 7,000. My guess is they would have been below that for the game last night. There's a fastball that is swung on and fouled away into the catcher Yamamoto, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Oda. Oda batting 192 in the exhibition season. He's got no homers and 1 run driven in. As the left-hander K rocks into the windup and delivers, there's a fastball that misses outside. The count goes even at 1-1. As I mentioned, it was a big crowd in Yokohama today, or you can see it's a big crowd in Yokohama. I was also looking at their advanced tickets online if you're wanting to go to see a game. As that fastball misses inside, it's now 2-1 to Oda. They have, when you buy the tickets, they also have like foreign overseas tickets. And it looks like they only have a certain amount that you're able to purchase. As the 2-1 is on the way, it's a fastball swung on and lifted foul over the first base dugout. And the count is now 2-2 to Oda. So you're only allowed to buy a certain amount of tickets, I guess, or they set aside for foreign purchases. One of the things I found is I never got my tickets in advance when I went to Japan, with the exception of the Yakult Swallows. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left center field. Coming over is the center fielder, and making the catch is Kajiwara. That's going to retire Oda for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone here, and it's going to bring up the left fielder, Ryoma Nishikawa. But every game I went to, with the exception of the Giants, where I saw the Giants play the Swallows at home twice, and then I saw them play the Tigers, the 3 games that I saw the Giants play, the first year I went to see games, I bought my tickets in advance a couple days earlier, not a problem, as there's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Nishikawa. But every other stadium I went to, if you show up 3 hours before the game, generally speaking, you can get tickets, certainly the Monday to Friday games. Now, if you're into the mountain holiday or the different holidays or even weekends on some of the bigger teams, as that breaking ball misses down and away, the count's 1-1 to Nishikawa, then you're looking at some serious issues and problems of being able to get tickets. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is, as the lefty K rocks into the windup, kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and lifted foul over on the third base side, and the count is now 1-2 to Nishikawa. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Our first look at both the BayStars and the Buffaloes this spring, as both of these ball clubs have different expectations for the year. There's a breaking ball swung on, chopped slowly down the first base line, but it's just going to hook foul, as it is picked up by the first baseman Tyler Austin, and the count remains at 1-2 to Nishikawa. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. When the regular season does get going, I am going to make it a special point to try to get as many Trevor Bauer games as we can. I want to see as much Bauer as possible. Breaking ball swung on, lifted foul down the left field line into the seats. If I had to make a prediction on the capacity here today, In terms of attendance, I would say that this is probably close to 90% full. Certainly a lot different vibe than what was happening last night between the Carp and the Lions. So here's the 1-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away. And the count now goes to 2-2. Jimmy says, awesome. We love Bauer. Yeah, well, a lot of people do. A lot of people still do, that's for sure. So here comes the 2-2 pitch as the left-hander K rocks into the windup and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It's chopped right at home plate, but it's picked up in foul territory by Yamamoto, and it's going to keep the count at 2-2. I do have to say that Anthony K is about to throw his 20th pitch of the inning. For this particular inning here, he has really had to work hard. 7 pitches to the first batter, 5 to the second, and we're already going to get an 8-pitch at bat here to Nishikawa, as Nishikawa has stepped out as he asks for time. And now K was looking to go into his delivery there, but not so much. So he walks off the backside of the rubber, or attends to the rosin bag. I could see Anthony K back in the big leagues in a couple years' time. I could see him be using the NPB as a bounce back. A couple seasons, 2-3 seasons, somebody will want to pick him up, maybe as a lefty out of the bullpen. And there's a fastball swung on it. It's again chopped foul over on the first base side. And the count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Taro Sugimoto waiting his turn on deck as the lefty K rocks himself into the windup, and he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball, another one swung on, and another one fouled away, and this battle is going to continue here with Nishikawa. 9 pitches already in the at-bat, as it is still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Buffaloes and BayStars. And we are glad you guys could make it in here with us tonight for this one. Here comes the offering from Anthony K as he rocks into the windup and delivers. Fastball swung on, chopped over the head of the pitcher, fielded by the shortstop Mori, who throws to first, and that is going to do it. That's going to go in the books as a ground out, 6-3 for out number 3, and that is going to do it here for the Buffaloes in their half of the first. They go quietly with no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're through a half inning. Your score is the Buffaloes no score and Yokohama coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after these. Welcome back, everybody. The starter, Ren Mukanoki, ready to get going here to face the BayStars in the bottom of the first inning. We're going to see Ibina, Kajiwara, and Maki come to bat as the right-hander ready to get things going here. We are in the bottom of the first inning, although our ticker has to get updated. I'm just working with a little different setup here tonight. I'll get that fixed for you in a moment. The first pitch is a fastball swung on and fouled away behind home plate, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. For DeNA, he is batting .206 in the exhibition season. He's got no homers and a couple RBIs. Batting from the right side here against the right-hander Mukanoki, and the pitch is missing down for a ball, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to DeNA. BayStars are in their home whites. Buffaloes have that navy top with the white pants as the pitch is on the way. Fastball comes inside and hits DeNA. Oh, you can see he's not happy as he's going to get his base. I don't know. He's wearing an elbow guard. I don't know if the elbow guard got it or if it just got him above it. But he is going to be aboard there. We're going to take a quick look at the replay. Oh, I could see why he's a little bit disgusted. It looked like it got him just above the elbow guard on the tricep. So he is going to be awarded first base. That's going to bring up the center fielder, Koki Kojiwara. Defensively tonight for the Buffaloes, from left to right field, it is Nishikawa in left. The center fielder is Nakagawa, and the right fielder is Sugimoto. Around the horn from first to third, Tongu is at first. The second baseman is Oda. Kirbayashi is the shortstop with the third baseman, Haruka. The battery of Mukanoki and Wakatsuki. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is sliced down the left field line, and it is going to bounce foul into the corner. And the count is quickly 0-1. Had Kajiwara been able to get that down, that would have been a track meet on the bases. DeNA might have had a chance to score all the way from first. Kajiwara for sure would have had himself a double. Kajiwara batting $167 in the spring with no homers and a couple RBIs. Batting from the left side here, waiting on the offering from the right-hander Mukanoki. And it's a fastball that is center cut, taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-2. Not sure what Kajiwara was looking for, but that pitch isn't going to get much better than that. Get caught a little bit too much of the plate. It did have some arm side run, though. So no balls and 2 strikes. As the right-hander works again to the set position. High skies in Yokohama for this one. Pitch on the way. Fastball misses up and away. Count is 1-2. Good idea to change the eye level of the hitter. Let's see if he comes back down and into him. Shugo Maki to follow, and then Tyler Austin. So the BayStars have got a pretty legitimate middle of the order here tonight. As the 1-2 pitch ready to come here from Mukanoki. As he holds set, he checks the runner at first. And now he kicks and fires. It's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count now has run even at 2-2. We were saying at the top of the stream how the BayStars playing 500 baseball here in the spring, but the Buffaloes only 2 wins in 12 outings so far. Have not got it figured out to get it going here to begin the start of the season. They did have a managerial change in the offseason. And so often you wonder how that will take some time to sort out. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted to deep left field. Moving back underneath it and making the catch is Nishikawa. And retreating back to first base is DeNA. DeNA was on the move on the pitch. So he had to make his way back to first. But that is the first out of the inning as Kajiwara is in the books for out number 1. And that'll bring up the second baseman, Shugo Maki. Well, for Maki, he has had an outstanding spring. He's hitting north of 400. He's batting .406. He's got 1 homer and 2 RBIs. Maki is the captain of the BayStars, and he is born to hit. Hit .294 last year and had 23 homers and 74 RBIs. Numbers were down a little bit, but I think that's also a reflection of the NPB in general. Offensive numbers have been on the decline over the last 4 seasons. I was talking about it the other night. I'm going to do a deep dive into that a little bit, and I just noticed a steady decline since the 2020 season. It's just been home runs, RBIs, extra base production on the slide. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted down the left field line. This ball could be trouble if it stays fair, and it's just going to hook foul off the wall in the left field corner. That's the second time tonight that the BayStars have already hammered balls into the left field corner. So 0-1 here to Maki. Both hitters have been out in front on. That did not miss foul by much. I'm going to say probably 2 feet foul or less down the left field line. So no balls and 1 strike as Mackey gets himself reset. As the right-hander holds to the set, now delivers. There's a fastball swung on and missed. There goes the runner, the throw down to second, and it's in time. A nice throw there by Kenya Wakatsuki to retire Abina. He's going to go in the books. Caught stealing. 2-6 on the putout. Gone for the second out of the inning. I didn't get to see if that was a ball or a strike on Mackey. But what a nice play. We're going to take a look at that one. It was a swinging strike as Mackey was trying to protect the runner. And the throw, you couldn't ask for a better throw. If you're Abina, you got to feel a little bit heartbroken. If that ball is up in the air just a little bit, he's probably safe. There's a fastball swung on and missed. Mackey's in the books for the third out of the inning as he goes down on strikes. And the Yokohama DeNA BayStars go unconventionally in order, 1, 2, 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. Your scores were now through 1 complete. It is the Buffaloes nothing, the BayStars nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a little bit with all the action. We appreciate for those of you who come in to listen, whether it is live or on delay. We're glad to have you with us. We'll be right back after this. You are listening to live NPB commentary with Last Raps Baseball. Be sure to check out our podcast, The Japan Baseball Report, either on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to join our Facebook group as well. It is NPB Japan Baseball Report. Stay up to date with all the other followers who are a fan of the Japanese game. Welcome back, everybody. We're going to the top of the second inning. It is going to be the heart of the batting order to come to bat for the Buffaloes. Yutaro Sugimoto, Kotaro Kobayashi, and Yuma Tongu, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters to face Anthony Kay here in inning number 2. As Kay has completed his tosses, he is rubbing up the baseball, and we are about ready to go. As we said, high skies, beautiful day in Yokohama. Most of the players are wearing sleeves. 22 pitches in the first inning here for Kay, as the first pitch is a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is quickly 0-1 to Sugimoto. Defensively today for the BayStars, we didn't give you their defensive alignment in inning number 1. From left to right field, it is Sano in left, Kajiwara in center, and Abina in right. As Kay delivers a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count goes even to 1-1. Around the horn from first to third, you got Austin at first, Mackey at second. The shortstop is Mori, and the third baseman's Miyazaki, with Kay and Yamamoto as the battery. There's a breaking ball that is waved at and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Sugimoto. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Our plan this year is to get more Interleague games that we're going to do, and so we're going to take a look on the weekend. We're going to take the next couple of nights, next night off, and then we'll be on for the 2 nights after that. Soft ground ball hit over to third. Miyazaki fields it, and he makes the throw to first, and it's not going to be there in time. And so that is going to be ruled an infield hit here off the bat of Yutaro Sugimoto. Miyazaki was playing really deep at third base, and the ball was chopped into the ground, and the big fella, Sugimoto, had to leg it out, and you got to say, tip your hat to him. He's a big guy. Gets down the line, and he reaches safely. So an infield single here for Sugimoto. That's going to bring Kotaro Kobayashi up. That's the first hit of the game for either ball club tonight. Kobayashi hitting .321 in the spring. No homers and a couple RBIs. Takes a first pitch fastball outside for a ball. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Kobayashi, the shortstop, had an opportunity to play in the Premier 12 tournament for the Samurai Japan. He was mainly a third baseman used in the tournament. As the pitch is on the way, there's a fastball swung on it, is chopped over foul over by the first base coach's box, and the count goes even to 1-1. I was saying a little different setup for us tonight, a little different angles that we're getting the game from. I don't know why, but they seem to be panning the dugouts a lot. Keep your eyes focused on the game, boys. If I had communication with the truck, it would drive me crazy. They always, sometimes the people who are in the production, whether it's in North America or Japan, get a little too cute. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and it counts 1-2. Don't really care about what the hot dog vendors are talking about or what's going on in the stands. The action is on the field. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kobayashi as Kay leans in and gets the sign from his catcher Yamamoto. He works himself to the set. And here comes the 1-2 pitch. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on, and it's grounded hard past the third baseman Miyazaki into left field. And back-to-back singles here for the Buffaloes. They've got something brewing as there's runners at first and second with nobody out. And that is going to bring Yuma Tonga to the plate. And for Tongu, well, he is another Buffalo really struggling here in the exhibition season. He's batting .083. He's got no homers and 1 run batted in. So when Masataka Yoshida left to go to Major League Baseball a couple of seasons ago, in the 2023 season, Yuma Tonga was absolutely outstanding. His production, and of course the production from Sugimoto, made it very easy to forget about Yoshida, but they've fell off the map last year, the right-handed hitting first baseman of the Buffaloes, as he swings through a fastball and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Maybe the league is caught up to Tongu, or maybe Tongu was basically a one-hit wonder. He broke in as a catcher. They still list him as a catcher, but he has predominantly played a lot of first base over the last couple of seasons. As the pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball missing down and away. The count is 1-1, and probably less opportunity behind the plate with the tandem of Wakatsuki and Mori. Something tragic would have to happen to either one of those two. And then I think there's other options before Tongu. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Runner at second, Sugimoto. Runner at first, Kobayashi. Nobody gone here on the second. Kay checks the runner at second. He checks him again, now kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on it. It's popped up foul down the first base line, but it's going to slice itself into the seats, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Tongu. A very different atmosphere at this game compared to the one last night in Saitama with the Cebu Lions. As we mentioned, it is a beautiful sunshiny day for one. 2 is the capacity of the crowd is about 95%. As Anthony Kay works himself to the set position, he checks the runner again at second base. And now the pitch on the way. It is a breaking ball that is down. They appeal over to the first base umpire, and they say, well, forget the appeal. The home plate umpire with a late right hand goes up to ring up Tongu, so he's going to go down on strikes. Yamamoto had a little bit of a juggling act there. He had caught the ball, and he had popped up in the air a couple of times before he secured it. So that is 1 in the books here as Tongu is gone on strikes for out number 1, and that is going to bring up the third baseman, Taishi Haruka. 0-0 Buffalo's BayStars here on the top of the second. Buffalo's threatening as they put the first 2 on with back-to-back singles. Kay checks the runner at second. Now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and missed. The count is quickly 0-1 to Haruka. Haruka batting $1.25 here in the spring with no homers and 1 run driven in. He stands in on the right side. He hit below the Mendoza line last year at $1.94 for the Buffaloes. Kay holds himself to the set position. Here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on, chopped softly over to third. They go to second for 1. There's no relay throw, as that is going to retire the runner Kobayashi at second. He's going to be erased 5-4 on the fielder's choice. He's gone for out number 2. Advancing to third is Sugimoto, and safe on the back end is Haruka. And that is going to bring up now the designated hitter in Masahiro Nishino. So runners are at the corners with 2 gone. Nishino striding the plate, and if there's one guy who's been swinging a hot bat in the spring, it's this fella here, Nishino, the veteran, trying to get himself a place to play. He had a good year last year. He hit 300 with a homer and 13 RBIs for the Buffaloes. This spring here, he's hitting 308, nothing on the slash line. Bats from the left side against the left-handed throwing K. As he waggles the bat, and the American lefty works himself into the set position. He kicks and delivers. Fastball misses up and in for ball 1. The count is 1-0. A couple positions you would have to say, or there are a few positions that would be up for grabs for the Buffaloes. Nothing etched in stone. But then outside of Kotaro Kobayashi, who's the everyday shortstop, and sort of that platoon of Mori and Wakatsuki, Wakatsuki getting the lion's share of the catching. There goes the runner down to second. The throw down. Is it in time? And it is. It's going to be a caught stealing. I don't know if they're going to go up and take a look at it, but I think that is, well, hold your brakes here. They are going to go up and have a look at it. We're going to see if that is the case. It is Haruka. The throw looked like it was in time. If the tag was reasonable, then he might be a goner. Let's take a look at how that is. Shugo Maki coming out to see him. Probably talking to see if that was the case. It was a good throw there by Yamamoto. Not as good as the throw by the catcher Wakatsuki in the last half inning to gun down Ibina, but good throw nonetheless. We'll just wait here what the umpires have to say. I'd like to see a replay of it. I have to say some of the league, or some of the Pacific League, does a really good job of their replays. We'll look at the throw here. We're getting the replay now. I think they're going to overturn this call. I don't know if the tag, it ended up being a high tag. The shortstop Mori had come over to cover. We get a different angle of it. Oh, I don't know, maybe not. But what happened is he ended up tagging not the lead leg. He ended up getting him on the kneecap of the trail side leg. So this is going to be an interesting call. I don't know if there's enough to overturn. Well, we'll have to wait and see what the umpires say, because here comes the message now. The home plate umpire is out, and he still goes up with the right hand, and that is going to do it. It's going to go in the books as a caught stealing, 2-6 for the third out of the inning. Now the BayStars can come off the field. There was no runs in the inning. There was a couple of hits. There was no errors, and there was one left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom half of inning number 2. Your score is the Buffaloes 0 and the BayStars 0. Stick around with us, everybody. We appreciate you guys for hanging in with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back in just a few after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom half of inning number 2. And you've got the heart of the order to come to bat. It'll be Tyler Austin, Toshiro Miyazaki, and Yoshi Satsugo to come to bat here for the BayStars in their inning. As we mentioned tonight, it is the right-hander Mukanoki on the hill, and he kicks and delivers a fastball that misses up and in to Tyler Austin. Austin batting .222 here in the spring, a homer and a couple RBIs. The 33-year-old has enjoyed a nice run in the NPB. Hit .316 last year with 25 homers and 69 runs batted in. And there is a breaking ball that just misses a bit low, and the count now goes to 2-0. I don't know if the umpire's in midseason form yet, but that pitch looked pretty darn good. So 2 balls and no strikes to the slugger of the BayStars as the right-hander now kicks and fires. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 2-1 on Austin. For those of you who will be looking for our calls a little later on, as we mentioned, we are going to be doing opening night, which will be a week from tomorrow. Fastball swung on and missed, and the count now goes even at 2s to Tyler Austin. Looking forward to making the calls on opening day. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. The right-hander Mukanoki ready to go again. I wonder if the high skies, how that affects players sometimes. There's a breaking ball that misses down. I say that. I remember the Baltimore Orioles a few years ago had a philosophy that they were tracking players. They were trying to stay away from players with blue eyes, guys with blue eyes they weren't drafting. And the rationale for that is that they did not see the ball as well at night. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and Austin's in the books. He's gone for out number 1. So 1 up and 1 away. It'll bring up the third baseman, Toshiro Miyazaki. So what was happening is they were doing their draft analysis, the pre-draft workouts and different things and information they were taking. But they were finding that players in their system were hitting significantly less during night games if you had blue eyes as opposed to those who had brown eyes. Very, very strange. But there's been nothing to really prove to that, as that fastball misses down to Miyazaki, 1 ball and no strikes. Miyazaki batting .125 in the exhibition season, a homer and 3 RBIs. And the pitch on the way is a fastball swung on. It's chopped softly over to third, fielded neatly by Haruka. He throws to first, and Miyazaki's in the books on the ground out, 5-3 for out number 2 here, and that is going to bring up the designated hitter, Yoshi Satsugo. I'll have to find it very interesting to see who is, or how they evaluate players, what they look for. You think of the National Football League, they measure the hand size of quarterbacks. Offensive linemen, they look at their wingspan, their reach, different things physically that they are attributes that they'll look for in certain players. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses upstairs. The count is 1-0. So too is important hand size for pitchers to some degree. Bigger the hand, the easier it is to control the ball. Here's the 1-0 pitch, or to manage the ball, I should say. Swung on, popped up down the left field line, giving chase his Haruka, but he's going to watch that one drift into the seats. And the count runs even on Satsugo at 1-1. Speaking of things to look at in statistics and different things, Yoshi Satsugo, we've talked about him a little bit in some of the other streams. When he was with the Tampa Bay Rays, when they played the Dodgers in the World Series, he only had a couple at bats, and we come to find out a year or so later that some of the metrics on Satsugo, as that fastball misses inside, it's 2-1, were not favorable. His batting average against pitchers who threw 95 or above dropped off like 110 points from whatever his regular average was. And so when they were playing the Dodgers, it was usually guys who were breaking balls and sliders. Those would be the guys who he would face as a pinch hitter. That breaking ball is waved at and missed. The count's 2-2. So very fascinating information. Lots of statistics in the game that sometimes they make a simple game way too complicated. There's a fastball swung on. It's a jam job. Popped up over on the third base side. Giving chase his whack at Suki. He dives, and he makes the catch, and that is going to do it. That is going to be the third out of the inning. Setsugo is gone, and that's going to retire the Buffaloes in order. 1, 2, 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. Our friend, the DEMA podcast, is in here, and we'll come back and talk when we return to him as well for the top of the third. Hang tight, everybody. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll take a break, get a drink, come up for air, and come on back with you in just a moment. You are listening to live NPB commentary with Last Raps Baseball. Be sure to check out our podcast, The Japan Baseball Report, either on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to join our Facebook group as well. It is NPB Japan Baseball Report. Stay up to date with all the other followers who are a fan of the Japanese game. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to come to bat for the Buffaloes in inning number 3. Nishino, Wakatsuki, and Nakagawa to face the American Anthony Kay. Our friend, the DEMA podcast, and he says, who are you thinking here? Are you thinking the Buffaloes or DeNA? And, we were talking about it a little bit at the beginning of the stream. The Buffaloes are 2, 9, and 1 in exhibition play as the first pitch, breaking ball from Anthony Kay, misses up and in. The count is 1-0 to Nishino. 38 pitches through 2 innings for Kay, as Nishino was at bat when the runner was thrown out at second in the last half. There's a fastball that misses down. Count now goes to 2-0. This one here tonight, all the signs point to the BayStars. The Buffaloes have not been playing good baseball in the spring, but it is spring training. And that's the hard part here, is who you would have to look at and think. And they're trying to get different players at bats, moving guys in and out, as that fastball was swung on and fouled away. The count's now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Nishino batting .308, as we had said in that last half inning in the exhibition season. One of the few bright spots for the Buffaloes in limited sample size, as there's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And it looks like Nishino has broken his bat, and he's going to have to go and get himself a new piece of lumber. Or no, he's actually going to go, the bat's okay. He's going to have to get himself a little bit more spray. The spray pine tar, not as dirty as the old stuff that used to be the liquid pine tar. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Nishino. We're also saying that with the number of American players, Andre Jackson, Anthony Kay, as well as Trevor Bauer, we're going to try to cover some more BayStar games this year. Fastball swung on, grounded up the middle. Nice play there by the pitcher, Kay, to reach down and snag it. And he's going to throw to first and get Nishino. Oh, boy, what a play there by Anthony Kay. That's going to go in the books as a ground out, 1-3. So 1 gone here in inning number 3, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Kenya Wakatsuki. So speaking of good plays, the last half inning, Wakatsuki made an outstanding play to catch the pop-up off the bat of Yoshi Setsugo to end the inning. He stands in here waiting on the first pitch, and it's a breaking ball swung on and chopped foul over on the third base side. 0-1 to Wakatsuki. That last pitch came in at 94 miles an hour. Wakatsuki hitting .267 on the spring, nothing on the slash line. As the lefty Kay kicks and fires, there's a breaking ball swung on and fouled off right at home plate. The count now runs to 0-2 on Wakatsuki. Wakatsuki definitely is defense first catcher. He's not there for his batting average normally. And there's a breaking ball that has come inside, and it looks like it's hit him. Anthony Kay can't believe it. He's going to come off the mound. Is that facts? Yeah, it looks like it got him in the back foot. So he's going to be aboard with a hit by pitch. I'm going to get a look at the replay as well. Hardly flinched. It looked like he hardly even moved. The catcher went down. That's why. It wasn't the foot. It actually clipped him in the shin area between the kneecap and the ankle. So hit by pitch. That's now one for each team here tonight as Wakatsuki is aboard, and that'll bring up the top of the order in Kaida Nakagawa. Well, for Nakagawa, he is 0 for 1. He has struck out his only time to the plate. He took Anthony Kay to a 7-pitch at bat in the first inning as he takes a first pitch fastball for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Nakagawa, very patient hitter. I'm also intrigued to see how the manager of the Buffaloes is going to deploy his troops. One of my biggest criticisms of the former manager, as that breaking ball misses down, is that the lineup was all over the place. And when you're an everyday player, you want to be playing every day. And that always wasn't the case last year for the Buffaloes. It's Kishida who is the new manager. One of the other things I pointed out is the NPB is that there are, of the 12 teams, 6 of the 12 teams are managed by former pitchers. The reason I say that's interesting of note, at least why I find it fascinating, is the 1-1's on the way. There's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded up the middle into center field for a base hit. Nakagawa's aboard. And now the Buffaloes have something brewing here with 1 out as they've got runners at first and second. It's going to bring Ryo Oda to the plate. I was thinking about Major League Baseball. There's only one former pitcher that is at the helm of a Major League team, and that would be Bud Black in Colorado. Buddy Black is the manager of the Rockies. He spent time, I remember, mostly with the Kansas City organization, but also had a cup of coffee in Toronto and a couple other teams. So this brings to the plate Ryo Oda. Oda 0 for 1 tonight. He flew out to center his first time up. Batting from the right side here against the left-handed throwing Kay. As Kay holds to the set now, delivers. Fastball misses outside, and it just squirts away from Yamamoto, but the runners are not going to be able to advance. 1 ball and no strikes to Oda. Wonder what kind of leash Anthony Kay would be on. I would have to think this is his, well, it has to be his last start of the exhibition season. There's the day off, not today, but a day off for everybody else, but most of the teams will play 3 games over the weekend here as there's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. Count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Kay leaning in, looking for the sign. Crowd is in good voice, even though the Buffaloes are the ones batting. They're cheering him on here. Here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Ryo Oda. One gone here in the 3rd inning as Oda waiting here on the offering from Kay. He checks the runner at second. And now he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on, grounded to 3rd. They go to second for 1. Back to first. Is it in time? No, not in time. That might be worthy of a look. I'll have to wait and see here. They've already lost. Have they lost a challenge tonight? I think they're 0 for 1. So fielder's choice. Oda reaches safely at first. It erases Nakagawa at second. He's gone on a fielder's choice 5-4. He's done for the second out of the inning. Wakatsuki advances to 3rd. I get a look at the replay on that, and I think that is the right call. He was safe by a half a step. tip your hat to Oda running down the line hard. And that is going to bring up the left fielder in Ryoma Nishikawa. Nothing ball game here into the top of the third. Buffalo's threatening again. Last inning, they got the first 2 hitters of the inning on with singles. And then they couldn't cash in. They ended up with a fielder's choice, a strikeout, all kinds of stuff went on there. As that first pitch misses upstairs to Nishikawa for ball 1, count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Batting from the left side, Nishikawa really holds his hands high. He's really at the logo of his helmet. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. There's a breaking ball swung on, chopped softly over to first, fielded by Tyler Austin. He's going to get himself. That is going to go down as a ground out to 3 for the third out of the inning. No runs in the inning, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 runners left aboard. We're moving to the bottom half of the third inning. Your score is the BayStars 0 and the Buffaloes 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with all the action in just a few. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the bottom third of the batting order to come to bat for Yokohama here in inning number 3, and that means it is going to be Kaito Sano, Yudai Yamamoto, and Kaito Mori, as they will be facing the starter here, Ren Mukanoki, for his third inning of work. He has retired, I'd like to say 6 in a row, but he's faced the minimum. The leadoff batter, Ibina, was hit by a pitch and was gunned down trying to steal second base back in the first inning. So he is faced the minimum so far, only allowing the 1 runner. As the right-hander ready delivery kicks and he fires. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is 1-0 to Sano. Sano hitting .304 in exhibition play. He had a pretty good Japan series last year, as he's got no homers and a couple RBIs. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right field deep. Moving back onto the warning track, backing up and making the catch. Sugimoto that's going to be the first out of the inning here. Sano is in the books. I have to say, when I take a look at Sugimoto, it looks like he's lost a little bit of weight. Maybe he's trimmed down a little bit. I don't know if that's truth or lore or not, but he definitely looks like he is a little bit thinner than he was last year. So Sano in the books for out number 1. It brings Yudai Yamamoto to the plate. Yamamoto hitting .316 in exhibition play with no homers and an RBI. And the first pitch fastball misses upstairs for ball 1. The count is 1-0. Pitch was at 90 miles an hour from the right-hander, Mukanoki. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball that comes inside and almost hits Yamamoto as he turns out of the way. And the count now is 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Right-hander getting his sign. And now he works himself to the belt. Here comes the pitch. 2-0 on the way. Kicks and fires. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Yudai Yamamoto. Right-hander again kicks and fires. Fastball misses up and away, so 3 balls and 1 strike. Our friend Joe Mansman in the house tonight. We welcome you. Coming in to listen in to check it out. 3 balls and 1 strike here to Yamamoto as the right-hander Mononoke kicks and fires. There's a fastball swung on. This ball's belted down the left field line. If it stays fair, it's trouble. And it's going to hook foul. And a man with a BayStars jersey and a Dodger hat who brings his glove to the game makes a nice catch. That's a long strike there for Yamamoto. He definitely got the barrel head out on front of that one. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. Misses outside. It's going to be ball 4. And Yamamoto is going to get himself a 1-out walk as he heads down to first base, and that'll bring up the shortstop in Kaito Mori. Our friend Joe Mansman checking in. He is a fan of the New York Mets. And so when I think of the New York Mets and the pain that they have, really, there was a lot of pain for a number of years for the BayStars. A lot of good teams, and last year they eased the pain by winning the Japan Series. They're pretty much the hottest team from the middle of August onward in a lot of ways, playing really good baseball. Brings Kaito Mori to the plate. Mori, an exhibition play, batting .050. He's 1 for 20. Swings at the first pitch, pops it up. It's over on the third base side, giving chase, but it's going to drift into the seats as Taishi Haruka. So no balls and 1 strike to Mori. So when you think of people who feel pain, I feel for those Mets fans. So no balls and 1 strike to Mori. He has struggled on the offensive side, but it looks like that he is probably going to be one of the ones that they'll turn to. There was a longtime shortstop, Yamada, who was with the BayStars, and his career, I believe, is pretty much done and over. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-hander against the left-hander. Mononoke very efficient so far in his pitches, only 34 so far. As he now works to the set, he checks the runner. Yeah, he fires over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner Yamamoto. Keeping him honest, I wouldn't expect Yamamoto to be running at all in this situation. The catcher is not the most fleet of foot. But they sometimes will put the hit and run on to try to stay out of a double play. A little early in the count, I think, for that. Here comes the 1-1. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball misses outside. It's now 2 balls and a strike. Joe says 38 years and counting since he's seen a World Series championship. And I think it's probably going to be, I don't want to say 38 more. I think they'll win something between now and the next 38. The question is, will we be here to see it? I'll be in my 90s at that point. So 2 balls and 1 strike. It is to Mori. As the right-hander works set, now he fires. There's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike on Mori. Glad you folks could make it in tonight for the game between the BayStars and the Buffaloes. Interleague play. Interleague exhibition play. Buffalo's looking for their 3rd win of the spring. BayStars looking to punch their weight above 500 here tonight. 3-1 on the way. Fastball misses down. It's going to be ball 4. So back-to-back walks issued here by Mononoke, and that is going to bring up the top of the order, Tatsuo Abina. Didn't miss by much, but that pitch did have a lot of arm side run to it that went down and away. Joe Mansman says the owner said 3 to 5 years. So it's World Series or bust. Well, the way it's shaping up right now with all the pitching injuries that the New York Mets are facing, they might want to get back on the phone and call Anthony Kay. Maybe they can help him out. Lots of injuries, even with Francisco Alvarez and the flying squirrel Jeff McNeil out of the lineup for some extended periods to start the year. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball misses down to Abina. The count is 1-0. Abina tonight was hit by a pitch his first time up, and then he was erased when he was trying to steal second. As we said, the BayStars fans in the stands today, very impressive. As I said, probably 90 to 95% capacity. There are some empty seats, but not a lot. Not like the game in Saitama between the Carp and the Lions. Definitely more seats than fans. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right field, moving back and making a great over-the-shoulder catch is Sugimoto. And everybody's going to have to retreat back to second. That's not very good base running by Yudai Yamamoto. Yamamoto had taken off, and he was running to third base. And then by the time Sugimoto had caught the ball, he had to go back to second. So some poor base running there by the BayStars. Nice play there by Sugimoto, making an over-the-shoulder catch for the second out of the inning. And that is going to leave it up to the center fielder, Kuki Kojiwara. That hurts when you see stuff like that. Very, very difficult. By the looks of it, they were taking a play from the New York Mets playbook there, Joe, as you're with us. That'd be something that the Mets could find a way to do. So here comes the first offering to Kojiwara. As he kicks and delivers, it's a fastball that is waved at and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. So Mukinoki trying to wiggle his way out of a jam here. Retired the first batter on a fly ball to right field, and back-to-back walks, and then retired Abina on a fly ball to right field. BayStars trying to punch a run across the plate here, with runners at first and second and 2 gone. Here comes the 0-1 offering. As the right-hander now kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It is looped softly over the head of the second baseman into center field. Here comes the throw to the plate, and that ball is going to get cut off, and in to score is going to be the runner Yamamoto. Racing all the way around to third is Mori. That was almost a little bit too close. If that ball was hit maybe just a little bit harder, that could have been trouble, but that right there in itself is almost a killer. It erases the bad base running, certainly by Yamamoto. An RBI single off the bat of Kujiwara to give the BayStars a 1-0 lead here. And that is going to bring up the second baseman, Shugo Maki. So Maki striding the plate. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out in his only at bat. Entered the fray tonight hitting .406 in exhibition play. Keep our eyes here on the base runners as we'll see if the BayStars have any shenanigans here. Got to be careful. Wakatsuki does have the cannon. He showed it off earlier. As they throw over to first base and diving back in time was the runner. Mackey's averages slipped to .394 in the spring with a homer and a couple RBIs. Right-hander against the right-hander. Mackey waggling the bat at the plate. Mukinoki holding to the set. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Mackey. I really like Mackey's approach at the plate. I like the swings that he takes. He is fun to watch. He is a professional hitter for sure. But I don't think he would be somebody that Major League Baseball would be interested in. He's a little bit short on size. There's a breaking ball that just misses, and the count now goes even at 1-1. I think of Major League Baseball right now, there's 15 Japanese players that are playing in spring training, or they're on spring training rosters. I think there's 2 that are in jeopardy of being cut. I think that Shintaro Fujinami, who's with the Mariners, he should be an automatic cut. And I think Koyo Iyagi's not done enough to make the Phillies. Breaking ball swung on, popped up over on the left side. Moving over underneath it is Haruka. He's got time and space right on the foul line, and he makes the catch. And that is going to do it. Mackey's going to be retired for the third out of the inning. I'll come back and give you more thoughts on the Japanese players, the hitters, and the pitchers when we return You had one run in the inning on the benefit of only one hit. There was no errors, and there were 2 runners left aboard. A third of the game is in the books. Your score is the Yokohama DeNA BayStars 1, the Orix Buffaloes no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a little bit with all the action. We appreciate you guys for being here. We debuted this last night, and it is our friend Steve Rademacher, where every day is opening day on his channel. We'll be right back.
Thank you for that introduction, Freddie. Hey guys, Steve coming back at you today, and every day is opening day on my channel. I open everything from hot sauce to beer to deviled eggs to cans of soup to ravioli to sport card packs like you wouldn't believe. I open blasters of stuff. I open regular boxes of stuff. Speaking of hot sauce, I open hot sauce, which is often gifted to me from the community. I have it all. I open up Star Wars by the tons, including the Family Guy Star Wars. I have a bunch of wrestling that I do open, and I do non-sport cards like crazy. As you can see, we have it all. I even open Marvel, tons and tons of Marvel cards. But you never know, on my channel, you just may have a little trouble with tribbles, too. Remember, opening day, every day. Thank you, Freddie. See you in Funny Pages, guys.
Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the heart of the batting order come to bat for the Buffaloes here in inning number 4. Yatara Sugimoto, Katara Kirbiashi, and Yuma Tongu to come to bat here. We're going to get a little check here as Anthony Kay coming back out for his 4th inning. 55 pitches through the first 3 for the BayStars left-hander, and the first pitch is a fastball swung on and fouled away. And Yatara Sugimoto is going to slowly walk back to the dugout to get himself a new piece of lumber. And the count is quickly 0-1. A few broken bats here in this game already, and that one there did the damage to Sugimoto. Yeah, you can see Sugimoto where he is, at least in my eyes. It looks like he is trimmed down in the upper half. He's also a little bit slimmer in the lower half, too. So I'm kind of curious that what the reasoning for that is, but he looks a little bit more mobile, especially in the outfield. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into straightaway center field, and then moving with the wind over into his right and making the catch is the center fielder Kajiwara. There's a pretty windy day in Yokohama, and that is going to retire Sugimoto for the first out of the inning. He's in the books for out number 1, and that'll bring up the shortstop Katara Kirbiashi. Be interested to see how that's going to affect his power, Sugimoto. As we said, he made a couple outstanding catches in the last half inning, and certainly if he wants to get his name in the lineup, he's going to have to stay healthy this year. There's a first pitch fastball that misses upstairs to Kirbiashi. The count is 1-0. Kirbiashi singled his first time up, and he was raced on a fielder's choice. Batting .345 now in the spring, as the pitch is a breaking ball that's grounded past the third baseman Miyazaki in the left field. And digging around first, heading for second is Kirbiashi, and he's going to reach with a stand-up double. So he is aboard with a stand-up double here in the 4th, and that'll bring up the first baseman Yuma Tongu. I got to say, I think I'm watching Kirbiashi hit here, and it looks like he may have changed his batting style a little bit. He has got a bit of, well, he has a leg kick. Not only does he have a leg kick, but he really keeps his foot up in the air quite a bit longer than most. He kind of reminds me of a right-handed hitting Kerry Carpenter, who plays for the Detroit Tigers in Major League Baseball. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses upstairs to Tongu. Count as 1-0. You see some of these hitters, they've taken to this approach at the plate, technically this, I guess they call it HLP. Not all hitters, but there's been quite a bit of talk of guys who are doing some of that stuff. Maybe Aaron Judge being somebody. As I mentioned, Kerry Carpenter. Another one, Scott Kingery, who finds himself out of a job. As there's a fastball that misses outside. The count now goes to 2-0. You know, the old rationale, if you can hit standing on your head, do it. It's actually a fairly decent Buffalo contingent here for this one tonight, or this afternoon, I should say. Tonight, our time, but afternoon baseball in Japan. There's a breaking ball that misses down. They appeal to the first base umpire, and they do say that Tonga went around, and the count now goes to 2-1. Late call by the first base umpire. But anyways, the technique is you kind of see that the hitters stay on their backside. They keep the foot up in the air. They don't get the foot down early. You have to have some timing to be able to do that. I'm not so sure that that's something that I would endorse at any point in time. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Fastball swung on, lifted foul over into the seats over on the first base side. Count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kay leaning in, working himself into the set position. Checks the runner at second base. Here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on and fouled away down the right field line, and the count remains at 2-2 to Tongu. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it remains. Kind of wondering what kind of leash they're going to have on Kay tonight. I would think he probably gets up to about 85 pitches. Maybe he gets through 5. Breaking ball taken for a called strike. Tongu didn't like that one. And he's going to turn around and walk back to the dugout as he's been banged out on strikes. Oh, boy. We're going to have to get a look at the replay on that. He's out for out number 2. I got to say that the catcher Yamamoto did a really good job of receiving that one. But I can probably attest to the pain felt by Yuma Tongu on that one. It was not necessarily something that he felt was a earned pitch for a strike. So 2 in the books. Anthony Kay delivers a first pitch fastball that moves Haruka off the plate for ball 1. Count is 1-0. Haruka grounded into a fielder's choices first time up, and then he was gunned down trying to steal second. 2 for 17 in exhibition play with no homers and an RBI. As the left-hander Kay works himself set, checks the runner over at second. Now he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. And again, they're ready to go here. Haruka heading the count here at 2-0. Runner at second, Kirby-Ashi, and there's a fastball missing outside. It's now 3-0. Kirby-Ashi with that 1-out double. But the Buffaloes are finding it a problem to try to bang in home the runners. 1-0 BayStars have the lead here in the top of the 4th inning. As the lefty K works himself to the set, he checks the runner and now delivers. Fastball swung on. This is grounded foul just past the third base coach's box, and the count goes to 3-1. So Haruka getting the green light at 3-0. Masahiro Nishino waiting his turn on deck if there's an opportunity for him to come to the plate here in the half inning. So here comes the 3-1 pitch as Kay ready to deliver his 70th pitch of the ball game. And he kicks and fires. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and now the count is full to Haruka. Not sure what he was looking for. That pitch looked pretty good. It was middle in. So 3 balls and 2 strikes it is. Outfield is rather shallow here for the BayStars as they're looking to try to throw runner out at the plate. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Lefty delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and Haruka's in the books. He's gone for the third out of the inning. And another strikeout recorded here by Anthony Kay. And by our books, that is his fourth through 4 innings. Well, no runs in the inning. There was the hit, the double off the bat of Kobayashi. There were no errors and 1 runner left aboard. We are now moving to the last half of the 4th inning. Your score is the Yokohama DeNA BayStars 1 and the Orix Buffaloes no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a little bit with all the action. We appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this. You are listening to live NPB commentary with Last Raps Baseball. Be sure to check out our podcast, The Japan Baseball Report, either on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to join our Facebook group as well. It is NPB Japan Baseball Report. Stay up to date with all the other followers who are a fan of the Japanese game. Welcome back, everybody. We're skipping to the bottom of the 4th inning. It is going to be the heart of the order to come to bat for the BayStars. That means Tyler Austin, Toshiro Miyazaki, and Yoshi Setsugo to face the right-hander here, which is Ren Mukanoki. Back-to-back strikeouts to end that inning, which ended the threat for the Buffaloes. Anthony Kay able to get out of his jam that he put himself into. So here comes the first pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is hit over to the right side, fielded shallow right field. Oh, what a nice play by the second baseman, Ryo Oda. He had to range into shallow right field to make the play. He does a 360, and he throws out Tyler Austin at first base for the first out of the inning. Oh, Austin's going to feel snake bitten there. Beautiful defensive play. It was a good approach at the plate there by Austin, staying inside the ball, hitting it to the right side. But a great play there by the Buffaloes' second baseman is going to retire Austin for the first out of the inning on a ground out 4-3. So 1 up and 1 away. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Toshiro Miyazaki. Well, for Miyazaki, he's 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded out his first time up. First pitch fastball just misses outside for a ball. The count is 1-0. Miyazaki has been busy defensively tonight, as he has had himself a couple of assists. And there's a fastball that again misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Buffalo's trailing 1-0 here. As we mentioned earlier, they were a little bit starved offensively, and certainly in the win column in exhibition play, as that fastball swung on is popped up into shallow center field. Coming in and making the catch is Nakagawa. And that is going to retire Miyazaki for the second out of the inning. So 2 quick outs here for the BayStars, and that'll bring up the designated hitter in Yoshi Setsugo. Just taking a look at the stands in Yokohama, when I was there the first time, I said, if I go again, I want to sit in that left field area where it sort of fans out like a triangle. It's kind of a cool perch. I mean, I like to sit all over the place when I go to different games. There's a breaking ball that is swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1 to Setsugo. They got this spot up in left field and walked right up to the top before the game. Really cool vantage point. Breaking ball misses, and the count now is 1-1. Malaki Moro says, who's the better team here? Well, the better team from last year was the BayStars. They're the defending Japan Series champions. As the 1-1 pitch on the way, there's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-1. on Satsugo. Buffaloes went to back-to-back Japan series from 2021 to 2023, but they missed the playoffs last year, and they're struggling here in exhibition play. They only got 2 wins in their 12 games. As there is a split finger pitch swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 2-2. So what do I think? I think the game being played in Yokohama tonight, all the needles point in the direction of the BayStars, but it's only a 1-0 game right now. Here comes the 2-2 pitch, as Mononoke delivers a fastball that misses up and away, and the count goes to 3-2. He's been much more efficient and effective with his pitches than his counterpart K. Only 53 pitches so far for the right-hander. K is already north of 70 in his 4 innings of work. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed, and Satsugo's in the books. He's gone for the 3rd out of the inning, and that is going to do it. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We are now through 4 complete. Your score is Yokohama 1, Orix no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Appreciate you guys for ducking in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Welcome back, everybody. Anthony K coming out for inning number 5 of his work. It is going to be coming to bat the 8, 9, and 1 hitters in the batting order for the Buffaloes. And that means it is going to be Nishino, Wakatsuki, and Nakagawa. And the first pitch on the way is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. 71 pitches through the first 4 innings for K, as the lefty holds to the set position and he rocks himself into the windup. And he delivers a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count goes even at 1-1. Nishino, Wakatsuki in the top of the order, Nakagawa come to bat for the Buffaloes here in the 5th. As the 1-1 is on the way, another breaking ball missing down and away, and the count now is 2-1 on Nishino. Looks like there was a substitution. We have to try to get that caught up a little bit. Sometimes with the changes, they come fast and furious in exhibition play. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count's now 2-2 to Nishino. Looks like the BayStars have made a change. The question will be is, where was the change? And I do think it's Momori who is in the ballgame now. The former Fukuoka SoftBank Hawk. He is Masaki Momori in the game. For Miyazaki, there's a fastball swung on. It is grounded up the middle into center field. That's going to be a base hit, as that is going to be a single here for Nishino. His hot play continues here in the spring, as he is 1 for 2 now tonight. That'll bring up the catcher in Kenya Wakatsuki. Yeah, Masaki Momori, just for your knowledge, he was a former Fukuoka player, an important part in some of those championship runs, as he is going to be taking over at third base. And it looks like that is the end of the line here for Anthony K. We're going to get a pitching change here as Kenya Wakatsuki is going to come on, And we're going to get the change here for Anthony Kay. I don't know if that's an injury or if it's just on the amount of pitches that he's thrown. He is now at 76 pitches as he is going to leave the ball game. So we're going to make our little adjustments here as we are going to make our notes. We'll take a quick timeout and we'll be back in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for listening in on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. It is 1-0 for the BayStars, top of the fifth. We do have ourselves a pitching change. Hang tight. We'll be with you in a moment. Welcome back, everybody. There is going to be a pitching change. It is going to be a right-hander coming in. It is going to be Hayati coming in relief as he will take over for Anthony Kay. So already gone to the bullpen here have the BayStars as he will complete his warm-up tosses and will resume the action in a moment. He is a sidewinder. So we saw last night for the Saitama Sea Blue Lions, they threw their sidewinder Yoza, but he was a starter. And now this fella coming on in relief, he'll be facing Kenya Wakatsuki, the 9-hole hitter. And then he'll be entrusted to face the top of the order. So Wakatsuki and Nakagawa to follow here with Nishino, the runner at first. Just a couple programming notes. As we said, we are going to be on opening day. We haven't yet decided which matchup we're going to do. We'll do that a little closer. We're going to see who the pitching matchups will be. And we'll pick one of the ball games. That'll go off. If you're in North America, it'll be at 2 a.m. on the 28th, Friday the 28th, or 5 a.m. Eastern, 2 a.m. Pacific, 5 a.m. Eastern, as all the games will go off at 6 o'clock Japan time across the nation. So this brings Wakatsuki to the plate. He's already squaring to bunt here, and they throw over to first base, and getting back easily is Nishino. Anything the Buffaloes can do to get some runs here. They've been offensively starved in the exhibition season. They've not put a lot of things together, and it'll be interesting to see how it's going to work for them moving into the regular season. Here comes the pitch, and it's bunted. It's down the first base line. It's a good one. Fielded by Hayate off the mound. He's going to throw to first, and that's going to retire Wakatsuki. Wakatsuki is a pretty good bunter. He led the team last year in sacrifice bunts. He goes in the books 1-3 on the putout. Advancing is Nishino over to second. So one away here. It'll bring up the top of the order. Actually, it was 1-4 on the putout. Austin had broken in. So Shugomaki retiring Wakatsuki at first base. This brings Kai Nakagawa to the plate. Nakagawa 1 for 2. Has a single and 2 trips. He's also struck out. Joe says he's tapping out. We appreciate you for jumping in tonight with us, Joe. Thank you kindly. You have yourself a great evening. There's a first pitch fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0 to Nakagawa. Nakagawa now raised his average up to 200 even here in the spring with that hit his last time up. BayStars enjoying a 1-0 lead here. This is the only game in town or only game in Japan tonight. All the other teams have the night off. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count goes to 2-0. When I say fastball, right now we're not exactly talking about a power arm here. 70 miles an hour as he is throwing from down under is Hayate. So 2 balls and no strikes to Nakagawa. He should get a good pitch to hit here. Checks the runner at second. Here comes the delivery, and it's a fastball that just misses a bit low. That was one of the harder pitches that he's thrown tonight. So 3 balls and no strikes. I was doing the conversions in my head. I was in kilometers, 133 kilometers. And there's a pitch that misses inside at 134 kilometers. And for those of you who are not sure what that is, that's about 77 miles an hour. And that is going to be ball 4 as Nakagawa has drawn himself a walk. Trying to think of guys who throw 77 in the big leagues. There's not too many of those, even with a changeup these days. Changeups are north of 80 in a lot of cases. So that is going to bring up Ryo Oda to the plate. The second baseman tonight has bounced into a fielder's choice, and he's flown to center. Runner at second is Nishino. Runner at first, Nakagawa. One gone here in the 5th inning. Buffalo's looking to punch a run onto the board here. There's a first pitch fastball swung on. It's grounded over to third. Fielded neatly by the third baseman, but he had the double clutch. They're looking for a possible interference or an obstruction call here. Masaki Momori fielded the ball, and as he fielded the ball, he had the double pump. It's going to erase the runner Nakagawa at second. It's going to be a 5-4 fielder's choice. He's gone for the second out of the inning. Advancing to third is Nishino, but Nishino was right in the running lane, and so probably Momori should have drilled him. And that would have forced the umpires to have to make some decisions, but Ryo Oda is safe on the back end. It's going to bring Ryoma Nishikawa to the plate. That's the third time tonight that there's been a ground ball to third that they haven't been able to turn the double play. Twice with Miyazaki over there, and now with Momori. So that brings Nishikawa to the plate. He's 0 for 2 tonight. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Nishikawa. As we said, a beautiful day for baseball in Japan. High skies. A little bit on the cool side. Both teams wearing sleeves. As the 1-0 pitch is ready to come here from Hayate. He delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to Tyler Austin at first base. What a play by the American. As he had dove to his right, gets up and steps on the bag. And that is going to retire Nishikawa on a ground out to 3 for the third out of the inning. Well, the Buffaloes, they threaten, but they don't score. They had no runs in the inning. There was a hit, no errors, and 2 runners left. Your score as we move to the bottom half of inning number 5. It is the Buffaloes trailing the BayStars 1-0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action right after this. Thanks for stopping in and spending your time with Last Raps Baseball. We'll be right back in just a couple moments. We've got ourselves a 1-0 ball game for the BayStars. We're moving to the bottom of the 5th inning. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back after this from our friend Eric.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball.
That's right, everybody. Welcome back. It is going to the bottom of the 5th inning. And coming to bat here for the BayStars will be the bottom third of the batting order. And that means it's going to be Kaita Sano, Yudai Yamamoto, and Kaito Mori to face the right-hander Ren Mukanoki, who is on for his 5th inning of work. 54 pitches so far for the right-hander as he drops the breaking ball in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Sano 0 for 1 today. He had flown to right field his only trip to the plate. Batting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Mukanoki, and there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes even now at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. We mentioned we're going to be making some more calls of some Central League games this year. So if you are around and watching, be sure to check in with us, as there's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted down the left field line. Giving chase is Nishikawa, but he's going to watch it drift into the seats, and that's going to run the count now to 1-2 on Sano. 1 ball and 2 strikes. On the channel, we have put up our Japan baseball report. We've done 6 of our podcasts so far. We're going to run a few more coming up here. We've got a couple of guests coming up over the next couple of weeks. So hopefully you guys can join us for those. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Sano. BayStars here batting in their half of the bottom of the 5th. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on. Chopped over to third. Fielded neatly by Haruka. He throws to first. And that is going to retire Sano on a ground out 5-3. He's in the books for the first out of the inning. That is going to bring up the catcher in Yudai Yamamoto. Well, for Yamamoto tonight, he has scored the only run for the BayStars. He was fortunate, as there was a bit of a base running gaffe made by him. He didn't tag up on a fly ball to the right fielder, a deep fly ball to the right fielder. So Yamamoto walked and scored a run, and he swings at a first pitch fastball, and he grounds it foul past the bag at third base. So no balls and 1 strike. So that's what happens sometimes. You get picked up by your teammates. He was able to score on the single off the bat of Kajiwara. So Yamamoto waiting here on the offering. Pitch on the way. Fastball misses up, and it's now 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-hander against the right-hander. As he kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. Oh, that was a nasty pitch. Just caught the outside corner at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Yamamoto. That reminded me of a Greg Olson curveball with the Orioles many years ago. There was a fastball swung on and is lined right to the glove of the second baseman. Hauled in there by Ryo Oda. You can't hit the ball better than that. Yamamoto is going to feel snake bitten as he goes back to the dugout. He's in the books for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone here. And that is going to leave it all up to the shortstop in Kaito Mori. I have to say, this game here feels like it's moving at a quicker pace than what it is. I always kind of look at the 90 minutes. If they get 5 innings in, then you're doing pretty good, or under that time. First pitch fastball swung on and lifted foul. Count is 0-1. This game here seems to have had pretty good pace, but it's actually not when you look at the clock. Anything under 90 minutes for the first 5 innings, and you're in pretty good shape. Anything that goes over that, well, then you're starting to look at a game that'll probably go north of 3 hours. Here comes the 0-1. Breaking ball misses down and in, or did it hit him? Oh, he says it hit him. I don't know if it hit him. Mori here, not the best of actors. We're going to get a look at the replay here. Oh, yeah, it did. It hit him. He's got a case, so he's going to get himself aboard here. That's the 3rd hit batter of the ball game, the 2nd time that Mukanoki has nailed somebody. First, the home plate umpire wasn't buying it, but he is aboard here with the hit by pitch. Fairly easy decision to make. So 2 gone here, and that brings up the top of the order in Tetsuo Ibina. Ibina was hit by a pitch in the 1st inning, and he was left erased on a caught stealing. And then he had flown out to right field his last time up. So officially 0-for-1 in the books. Right-hander holds himself to the set position. Here comes the first offering. Fastball misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Ibina batting for the 3rd time here today. Stands in on the right side. He's a rather large fella, or he looks large in the box. Slightly open stance. hard to tell sometimes. When you look at Eleutherius Montero of the Carp, he is definitely a big man. He gets into the box, and he is absolutely massive. Reminds me of, I wonder who's bigger, if it's Montero or if it's Franmil Reyes. I have to do a little research on that. Here comes the 1-0 pitch as the right-hander ready to go again. Kicks and fires. Fastball misses up and in, and the count now goes to 2-0. Saw the Franimal last year play a couple of games in Saitama, and he was right in the midst of that 20-plus game hitting streak that he had. He was absolutely on fire. All things considered, because he'd been sent down early in the year to make some adjustments with the farm team. But that got himself an extended contract. There's a fastball swung on it, is lifted into shallow left field. Moving back on it is Kirby-Ashi. The wind is taking it for a run and hits his glove, and he's dropped it. That ball is going to get down, and it's going to score the runner all the way from first base. The usually sure-handed Kentaro Kirby-Ashi has dropped the pop-up, and that's going to extend the lead here for the BayStars to 2-0. That should be the inning-ending play, but an E6 here is going to loom large. Got to tip your hat to the base runner, Kaito Mori, who was running hard all the way from first base on the pop-up. He's going to score the second run of the game. And Ibina, who popped it up, he got all the way around to third base. Oh, boy. We got to look at the replay. I got to tell you, the wind is wreaking havoc. Hit him on the outside of the glove. Oh, boy. As they show the replay multiple times. Just couldn't come up with it. So nobody's going to feel worse than Kentaro Kirby-Ashi. That's got the runner at third base. If some of the folks that come in here who listen are gambling on these games in the fifth inning, if you took the under, and I don't know what the under was tonight, I'd drive you crazy. This brings Koki Kajiwara to the plate, who is 1 for 2 tonight. He's driven in the first run of the game for the BayStars, and he takes a breaking ball down. Count is quickly 1-0. But in a nutshell, that is kind of summed up what the Buffaloes have played like here in the exhibition season. Their 2-9-1 record coming into tonight. Well, one of their more sure-handed players in Kentaro Kirby-Ashi. If you could pick anybody on the field that you want to pop up to go to, it would be him. But maybe not tonight. So 1 ball and no strikes to Kajiwara. As the right-hander kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul down the left field line. It's going to slice into the seats. The count now goes to 1-2. Unfortunate. You kind of feel sorry for him, without a doubt. But as a professional player, you got to make your living playing this game, and it's definitely, as the pitch is on the way, a fastball swung on and lifted foul down the left field line. Can't feel sorry for him too bad. 1 ball and 2 strikes it is here to Kajiwara. Crowd in Yokohama, as we said tonight, pretty good crowd all the way around. BayStars fans coming out to support their Japan Series winning side. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and lifted foul down the left field line. Count remains at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Koki Kajiwara. Runner at third, Ibina, 2 gone here. And 1 run has been punched across the board here in the 5th inning. The right-hander Mukanoki ready to deliver. There's a pitch. It's a split finger pitch swung on and chopped foul over on the right field, or on the first base side. Count remains at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. BayStars had second life here in the inning, breathed into them. And as I said, we don't know what the over-under on the first 5 were for this one, but You have to be concerned. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded over to the right side, fielded neatly by Oda. He's going to go to first. That's a ground out 4-3, but they get an unearned run here in the inning. It was the dropped pop-up by the shortstop Kobayashi that allowed Mori to come all the way around to first to score. So 1 run in the inning on the benefit of no hits, 1 error, and 1 runner left aboard. Your score as we are now through 5, it is the BayStars 2 and the Buffaloes no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We're going to put the music on loop. For those of you who are new with us, this is what we like to call our Japanese halftime after the 5th inning. As both teams will go off, they get their drinks break, and the umpires will get their break, and we'll get our break as well. We'll come back after this. Appreciate you for being here. We're moving to the top of the 6th, 2-0 BayStars. Welcome back, everybody. The BayStars are going to the bullpen. We have ourselves a pitching change, as it is going to be the right-hander Yutaro Ishida coming on in relief. He'll be the 3rd pitcher used tonight by the BayStars, and he's going to be facing, or at least slated to face, the heart of the batting order for the Buffaloes. It would be Sugimoto, Kobayashi, and Tongu to come to bat here. And we'll see here if the changes are going to come fast and furious. That's what we've noted over the last little bit, is that obviously with the exhibition games getting closer to the regular season, usually some of the players are getting 5-6 inning run out, and then we start to see wholesale changes. Sugimoto tonight, 1 for 2. He's singled in 2 trips. He's also flown to center. He's raised his average to 158 in the exhibition season as he swings and fouls away at the first pitch, and the count is quickly 0-1. As we had commented on earlier, Sugimoto is a trim version of him. Looks like he has lost some weight, has the big fella. Not just in the upper body, but as well in the lower half. I wonder if he has maybe changed his regime so that as there is a breaking ball that missed outside, but they appealed to the first base umpire who said that Sugimoto had offered. The count goes to 0-2. He's had the injury bug the last couple of seasons, and so maybe trimming down in his weight as a way for him to be in better shape. There's a fastball that is swung on and missed, and he goes in the books for the first out of the inning. So 3 pitches put Sugimoto away for the first out of the inning. It is slated to bring up the shortstop in Kentaro Kobayashi. And Kobayashi, despite the defensive error his last inning, he has been very good offensively tonight. He's got a single and a double in his 2 trips to the plate. And the first pitch is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. He's raised his exhibition average up to 367. As the pitch on the way is a fastball swung on, it's grounded through the 4-hole into right field. And Kobayashi aboard with a 1-out single. And that is going to bring up the first baseman in Yuma Tongu. So the hot hitting here for Kobayashi continues. So one way to make up for your defensive mistakes is by swinging the stick. Jimmy Feltner checking in here. Appreciate you, Jimmy, waving the pom-poms for us. Brings Yuma Tongu to the plate. Tongu tonight is 0 for 2. He has struck out both of his times he's come to the dish. The first pitch is a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is 1-0. Tongu entered the fray batting .083 in exhibition play, and with the 2 punch-outs tonight, that's slid even further. He's at .077, 2 for 26 in the exhibition play so far here for Tongu. Pitch on the way, fastball swung on. This one's popped up into right field, moving over underneath it and making the catch is the right fielder Ibina, and that is going to retire Tongu for the second out of the inning. Retreating back to first is Kobayashi. I have to do a double check to see if there were any defensive changes for the BayStars. The right fielder there didn't look like the right fielder, but it was Ibina. So it doesn't look like there's anything else other than the Momori substitution that we mentioned in that last half inning. So that's going to bring up to the plate Taisi Haruka. Or no, actually now it's going to bring a pinch hitter up in Yuma Mune. We know who Yuma is. Batting from the left side here. First pitch to Mune is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1. So Yuma Mune getting the opportunity to come in the ball game now. And with Mune, we noted it last year. He's wearing it again this year. It's like he's got a catcher's shin guard on his right leg as that pitch is missing down and in, and the count is 1-1. If you haven't seen it, to put it in perspective, a lot of players wear shin guards. And not only does he have a shin guard, but it goes right up over top of his knee. As we said, it looks like he's wearing a catcher's shin guard here at the plate. Extended a little bit more. 1-1 on the way. There is a changeup taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 1-2. That pitch there hung up in the zone quite a bit. In fact, the pitcher, Ishida, very fortunate there that didn't get hammered, but it did lock up Mune. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. They're setting up inside. Let's see how they work it here. Fastball under the hands. Nice pitch, good location, but it just moved Mune off the plate. The count now is even at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Masahiro Nishino waiting his turn on deck if Mune is able to keep this inning alive. Ishida kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. Count remains at 2s. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Mune. Mooney digs himself back in. He's waggling the bat. As the offering comes here from the right-hander. There's a fastball swung on it. It's chopped over to the right side. Racing into field it is Mackey, and he underhand shovels it with the glove to first base to retire Mooney. What a nice play there by Mackey. That's a ground out 4-3 to end the inning. He's gone for out number 3. No runs in the inning, 1 hit, no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We're now moving to the bottom of the 6th inning. Your score is the Yokohama DeNA BayStars 2, the Orix Buffaloes no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. We appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters to come to bat here for Yokohama in their half of inning number 6. That means Shugo Maki, Tyler Austin, Masaki Momori to face the right-hander Ren Mukanoki. Looks like we may have a substitution in the ball game. Couple of subs. It looks like second base and center field. There are changes now for the Buffaloes. We'll get that for you as it comes available. There's a fastball swung on. It's popped up on the right side of the infield. Moving over underneath it and making the catch is Yuma Tongus with 1 pitch. Shugo Maki is retired for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up the first baseman in Tyler Austin. It looks like the new second baseman is Koji Oshiro. It looks like Hataro Watanabe is now in center field for the Buffaloes. I just don't know where they've slotted into the batting order, and sometimes we'll have to pick that up as we go. We'll see where that is going to set in. The first pitch is on the way. Breaking ball misses upstairs. Counters 1 ball and no strikes to Tyler Austin. Austin 4 for 20 in the exhibition play now. A homer and a couple RBIs. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count runs even now on the American first baseman. If there's a time to struggle, this is it here in the exhibition play because they're going to really need Tyler Austin in the regular season. He had a great year last year for the BayStars. Hit for average, hit for power. If he stays healthy, that is everything that they want. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. As Mananaki delivers, it's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into deep left field. This ball is going to be trouble. And just like that on cue, it's going to be off the wall. Rounding first and heading into second with a stand-up double is Austin. He did not miss a home run by much. That was right up at the top of the wall there in left field. He almost knocked the wall down. It was hit so hard. So he's at second with a 1-out double, and that is going to bring up Masaki Momori to the plate. And for Momori, well, he is 0 for 2 tonight. He has grounded to third and flown to center and check that. This is Momori's first at bat. He's replaced Toshiro Miyazaki, who was 0 for 2 tonight. Momori with his first at bat. We haven't seen him in a BayStar uniform since coming over from Fukuoka. Last year at Fukuoka, I think he might have ran himself out of favor with the management. They had had a managerial change. As there's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. He's only 26 years old, which for me, was a bit of a head scratcher. He did hit 288 last year, homer and 13 RBIs. He did have some injury issues. As he waits here on the offering from the right-hander who kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball swung on. It's looped into right field, and it's going to hook foul into the corner, it looks like. As that is where it is. We lose just sight of it there down the right field line with the angle. That's going to be 1 ball and 1 strike now to Momori. You can't watch where the ball goes. You just have to watch how the fielders approach it. Yutaro Sugimoto just kind of held up on that one there. Didn't look like he was in much of a hurry. Momori's got to go get himself another bat, as the last one was a casualty of the baseball game here. So Momori's got some wheels, and he would be an interesting asset for the BayStars, and certainly for him, he's not going to knock Shugo Maki out at second base, but if he can play third and give them some other options with the BayStars going to the champions here, could be a good thing. He stands right with his toes on the chalk. There's a fastball that misses outside. Count goes to 2-1 here on Momori. 81 pitches so far now for Mukanoki, and I would think that, or would anticipate that he's probably going to be done after this half inning, as they ramp themselves up into the regular season, which begins a week from tomorrow. Here comes the 2-1. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on and lifted foul at the third base side of home plate. The count now is 2-2. Our friend's Jason Stuff is back. Yes, he is. He said Buffalo's time. Yeah, the Buffaloes are definitely got themselves in a problem here, Jason. They're not playing good ball in the spring. 2-9-1 is their record. They are definitely hurting. But what can I say? That's why you play the games. Here comes the 2-2 offering to Momori. Fastball swung on, lined into shallow left field. Coming hard is Nishikawa, and he makes the catch. The ball just hung up a little bit there off the bat of Momori, and he's gone for the second out of the inning. 2 gone here. And that is going to bring up the designated hitter in Yoshi Satsugo. Our friend Jason's Stuff, he is the resident Orix Buffalo fan. He likes his Buffaloes. I got the Buffaloes making it back to the playoffs because of their pitching this year. The addition of Aaron Curry. I still like some of the things in offense. Jordan Diaz looks like he's going to be all right. Here comes the pitching coach out to the mound. It looks like the Buffaloes are going to make it the end of the night here for their starter, who's at 83 pitches. I would have thought they would have let him finish the inning. Let's see what happens here, if they're going to let him go or not, or if they're taking the ball. Looks like they've already taken the ball from him. So Mukanoki's night is done. He's finished at 5 2/3 innings and 83 pitches. So we got a pitching change here with 2 gone. So stick around, everybody. We'll take a little time out. We'll come back in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for being here, as Jason has joined us here tonight. So he'll keep the chat rolling through as well. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back in just a couple moments. Pitching change here. Appreciate you guys for being with us here tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back in a bit.
You are listening to live NPB commentary with Last Raps Baseball. Be sure to check out our podcast, The Japan Baseball Report, either on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to join our Facebook group as well. It is NPB Japan Baseball Report. Stay up to date with all the other followers who are a fan of the Japanese game.
Welcome back, everybody. We do have a pitching change, and they are going to another right-hander we have coming into the ball game. It'll be number 66 for the Buffaloes, and that would be Hiroshi, who is coming on in relief. So he is coming in to take over here, as he will complete his warm-up tosses. We said a moment ago we were going to get some of the updates here for the defensive changes for the Buffaloes and where they would fit in the lineup. They have a new center fielder, as we had mentioned, as Kai Nakagawa's night is done. He's been replaced straight up by Yusuke Mugatani. So Yusuke Mugatani in here. He wears number 8. So that is Mugatani in the ball game. Let's first look at him. I don't remember him at all, as he is a outfielder here for them. So Mugatani is one of the other defensive changes. Other defensive change was at second base. We're trying to get the change there. It's Oshiro who is in the ball game, and that would be Koji Oshiro. So Koji Oshiro in at second. So pretty much he replaces Ryo Oda. So that brings to the plate Yoshi Satsugo. So Satsugo batting here with 2 outs and a runner at second. Batting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Hiroshi. As Hiroshi works himself to the set position, checks the runner over at second. The runner at second is Tyler Austin. Pitch on the way, breaking ball, waved at and missed. The count is quickly 0-1. Based on winning percentage, do you think that Orix does better than Seattle this year, says our friend Jason? Interesting question. It is a very tough American League West. I do think the Mariners are probably going to win between 84 and 87 games. As the right-hander Hiroshi holds set. And he throws over to second base, almost threw it into center field. Nice play there by the second baseman, Oshiro, to crawl the ladder to pull that one down. That's a tough question, a good question. I would probably lean slightly to the Mariners. I think third place in the Pacific League is going to be a team that's going to be like one game above 500. And I think that's going to be the Buffaloes. I think they're going to edge out the Marines. I don't think the Eagles or the Lions have a chance. I think it's a 2-horse race between the Marines and the Buffaloes for third place. We'll see how that pans out. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Pitch on the way. It's a fastball that's down. And the catcher, Wakatsuki, thought about going backdoor on Tyler Austin, but doesn't make the throw. 1 ball and 1 strike. Jason says he has very little faith in the Seattle Mariners outside of their pitching. Yeah, 100%. They've done nothing on the offensive side to cut down on their strikeouts. I'm curious, that outfield of J-Rod, Arozarena, and Robles, I think it's Robles, Victor Robles. That could be a really, really good outfield. Really, really good. There was a fastball swung on, it's grounded through the left side. Diving stop there by Kirby-Ashi. Oh, that's a good defensive play right there. If that ball would have got through, they probably would have waved Tyler Austin around to score. That's a run-saving dive there by Kirby-Ashi. It puts runners on the corners with 2 gone. It's going to bring Kaita Sano to the plate. So that maybe will make up for the error that he made in the last half inning. That's the type of defense I expect from Kirby-Ashi. Friend Jason Stuff says he likes the outfield when they're on. They could be hit or miss. Yeah, that's a bit of a problem. That outfield that they have is, if J-Rod plays like he's supposed to play, if Robles plays like he did when he came over, and if Arozarena just picks it up a little bit from last year, boy, that could be a team that could carry the load. Add in the big dumper, and it's your infield that's the question mark. So here comes the offering from the right-hander. It's a fastball that misses inside. Count 1 ball and no strikes to Kaita Sano. Sano tonight is 0 for 2. He has flown to right and grounded to third in his 2 trips. We're here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 2-0 lead here for the BayStars. 1 run has been earned. 1 run has been a gift. Buffaloes have had their chances, though, in this one. As the right-hander holds himself to the set position, here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. Now the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Got a little different setup tonight here, Jason, so I am pausing, kind of looking back and forth at you, but we're glad you're in here, and glad everybody else who's made it in here tonight to listen in. A little preview of the NPB season that gets going next week for real. Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Sano as Hiroshi holds set, kicks and fires. Fastball swung on and missed, and now the count goes to 1-2. If you like burning the midnight oil late night, come and join us. We are going to be back on this weekend. We're not going to call a game tomorrow night, as those games are all going to go off at 2 a.m. Pacific, 5 a.m. Eastern. We will continue to give the call here. So Sano here waiting on the offering from the right-hander Hiroshi. As he holds set, he checks the runners. And he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It's chopped up the middle. Fielded by Kirbiashi on the run. He fielded that on the right field side of second base, and he's going to retire Sano. So ground out 6-3 for the third out of the inning, and that is going to do it here for the BayStars. They threaten, but they don't score. No runs in the inning, 2 hits, no errors, 2 runners left. We are now moving to the top of the 7th inning. Your score is the Yokohama DeNA BayStars 2 and the Orix Buffaloes no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. Our friend Jason says he's excited. I'm excited, too. I'm going to be in Seattle on April the 2nd to see the Mariners play the Detroit Tigers. That'll be my first trip down the I-5, and hopefully I'll get a chance to be able to catch the ball game and maybe even catch you there as well. We'll be right back in just a few. We appreciate you guys for being here. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving ourselves to the top half of inning number 7, scheduled to come to bat for the Buffaloes will be Nishino Wakatsuki, and the top of the order, as it is going to be coming to bat here. The first pitch to Nishino is a first pitch fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Ishida stays in the ball game. He begins his second inning of work, as the count here is 0-1. Pitch on the way. There's a fastball that just misses low, and the count is 1-1. That pitch actually looked better than the first one that was called a strike, in my humble opinion. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Right-hander Ishida delivers again. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's chopped right back to the pitcher. Fields it with time, throws to first, and that is going to retire Nishino on a ground out 1-3. He's in the books for the first out of the inning. It'll bring up the catcher in Kenya Wakatsuki. Wakatsuki is officially does not have a at-bat tonight. He has been hit by a pitch, and he is a sacrifice bunt. He's enjoyed himself a pretty good spring training. He's batting .267. As the pitch is on the way, it is a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Interesting. He has a similar leg kick that Kirby has right now, and it's very, very interesting. Kind of hangs it up and then gets it down. Doesn't get it down quite in time. It's no balls and 2 strikes. So let's keep an eye on this. I always find it fascinating, the Japanese hitters, how they have the high leg kicks, the flamingo, different type of approach. I was talking about it earlier. It kind of reminds me of Kerry Carpenter of the Tigers. There is a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. As the right-hander delivers again, there's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into center field, moving over underneath it with plenty of room and space, and making the catch is Kojiwara, and that is going to retire Wakatsuki for the 2nd out of the inning. And that is going to bring up the top of the order, and it is going to bring Yusuke Mugatani up to the bat for the first time this evening, or this afternoon if you were in Japan. So Mugatani coming to bat here with 2 gone. 2 quick outs here as the Buffaloes are starting to run out of outs, and he swings through a first pitch fastball for strike 1, and the count 0-1 here. He bats from the left side against the right-handed throwing Ishida. Pitch on the way, and there's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. The count now goes to 0-2. As I said, I've not seen this particular player. He was the first pick in the 2024 draft. I know how to tell you everything you need to know right there. There's a pitch that is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-2. He is 22 years old, left-handed stick. One of the newer players in the Buffaloes, and they've already anointed him the number 8. There's a breaking ball that is swung on and missed, and the ball is thrown to first, and it's going to retire Mugatani for the 3rd out of the inning. And that will do it here. That's going to go down as a strikeout. 2-3 on the putout for the out number 3. Our friend Frank jumped in. He says, I just need the Buffaloes to score a run to cover the spread. Oh, boy. You are living dangerous there, my friend Frank, as we are going to be moving to the bottom half of the 7th. Your score is the BayStars 2, the Buffaloes nothing. Buffaloes have had their chances, but they haven't been able to capitalize yet. We'll be back in just a couple moments with this rendition of Take Me Out to the Ball Game. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We try to get ourselves caught up on some of the changes. It's going to be the 2-3, or check that. It's going to be coming to bat for the Yokohama. It'll be the 7 or the 8, 9, and 1 hitters. Boy, I guess we're in exhibition mode here too. 8, 9, and 1 hitters to come to bat, as it will be what we have slated. It'll be Yamamoto, Mori, and Ibina. I'll have to keep you posted on that if that is indeed who is going to be coming up. As they do have a pitching change, it is now a new right-hander in. And it looks like it is Perdomo, the first pitch taken for a strike. Count quickly 0-1 here to Yamamoto. And there's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. And now the count goes to 0-2. Yamamoto tonight is 0 for 1. He's lined to second, and he has walked and scored a run. He got the first run of the ball game. Average has dipped down to an even 300, 6 for 20 in the exhibition season as the right-hander delivers. Split finger pitch swung on and missed, and 3 quick pitches, and Yamamoto is in the books for the first out of the inning. And Luis Perdomo has come in here and done nothing but throw strikes. So Perdomo retires the first batter he faces. That's slated to bring up Kaito Mori, the shortstop. As I say, we got to keep our eyes peeled for all the changes here as we move along. Do appreciate everybody who's popped in to listen tonight. As the first pitch on the way is a fastball that catches the outside corner for a called strike. I'm not sure about that one. I think I want to redo there. Although with Mori batting .050 on the season, as he takes a breaking ball for a called strike, count is 0-2. You're not going to get any favors. He has walked tonight. He was hit by a pitch, and he scored a run on the error by Kirby-Ashi back in the 5th inning. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Fastball swung on and knifed foul down the left field line. He had to do a really good job of keeping his hands inside the ball. Count remains at 0-2. Tomorrow we have the night off, but we're going to call a couple games on Saturday, Sunday, North American time. As the pitch is a breaking ball swung on and missed, and Mori's in the book. So back-to-back strikeouts here for Perdomo. That's going to bring up the top of the order in Tetsuo Abina. Jason says he needs Orix to do well because, well, he likes Orix. Can't blame you for that one, that's for sure. I will say this, it is a tough night at the office for the Buffaloes here. They have not been able to capitalize on the runners that they have had on base. And the first pitch fastball taken for a called strike. It counts 0-1 to Abina. Abina tonight reached on the error his last time up. He's flown to right, and he has been hit by a pitch. So officially 0 for 2. Swings at the pitch, grounds it over to third, fielded by Mune on the run, who throws to first. And that's going to do it. The BayStars go really quietly here. 1-2-3, ground out 5-3. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. Your score here as we move to the top of the 8th. It is Yokohama 2 and Orix no score. Appreciate you guys for listening in with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. This game, all of a sudden, we were lamenting at the slow pace, has picked up the pace. We'll pick up the pace when we return in just a few. Appreciate you guys for being here. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving ourselves to the top half of the 8th inning, and coming to bat here, or slated to come to bat here for the Buffaloes, will be Oshiro, Nishikawa, and Sugimoto. As the right-hander Yataro Ishida comes back out for his 3rd inning of work. Our friend Adam Meekins in the house, and he says, who is coming up to bat? Well, coming up to bat are the Buffaloes. Our ticker runs across the bottom. It's the top of the 8th inning. They are the visitors here in this one. And so Oshiro, with his first at bat tonight, takes a breaking ball over for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1. He came in to replace Ryo Oda defensively as a couple innings ago, as he takes a breaking ball over for called strike, and now he's in the hole at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. We do welcome everybody who has come into the stream tonight. As the pitch on the way is a fastball. Oh boy, that looked pretty good, but that is just off the outside corner, and the count goes to 1-2. I got to tell you, Ishida here looks pretty good. We saw last night when we watched the Lions play that it looked like they were piggybacking, and that's kind of what it looks like here tonight. A piggyback of pitchers. As that fastball is swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 1-2. And I got to tell you, Frank, as you're listening in here, he says, come on, Buffaloes, they need a run. Runs might be at a premium here. Ishida looks like he is dealing here tonight. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is now 2-2 to Oshiro. Only 29 pitches for the right-hander here so far. And he looks like he has hardly broken a sweat. He has faced one above the minimum since coming in. As the right-hander delivers, there's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to the right side, fielded by Mackey. He throws to first. That is going to retire Oshiro on a ground out 4-3. First out in the inning, and that's going to bring up Ryoma Nishikawa. Our friend Adam says he needs the BayStars to score 1 to cover it, and I don't know about that one, if that's going to work for you or not. Although they do have the 2, 3, and 4 hitters coming up next inning. So that plays into your favor there, Adam. But the problem is you're probably only going to get 1 inning to do it in, because unless the Buffaloes can score a run to tie it up, it's probably not going to happen here. That's tough. So here comes the pitch. It's a fastball that catches the outside corner. Count is quickly 0-1 to Nishikawa. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. It'll tell you when we're on, as we're going to be on a lot, although we won't be on tomorrow night. Fastball misses inside, and the count goes to 1-1. Once the season starts, we do get a regular gambling crowd in on the weekend. They seem to be the ones that really, really lock down our channel. We'll start making our picks next week, too. As the 1-1 is on the way, there's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 1-2 on Nishikawa. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. I have to say, that was a good job of receiving there by the catcher Yamamoto. I think he played that into a strike as that pitch misses off the outside corner, and the count runs now to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Adam says, where are you watching this game? Well, we're watching the game in live in color, depending upon where you're watching it. There's different options you can find. There's a breaking ball swung on. This is lifted into left field. Coming in and making the catch is the left fielder, Sano. If you're in the United States, there are some options where you can watch it. If you're in Europe, there's other options. So I guess it depends on where it is. I can direct you to where you might want to go. Hamburger steak in the house tonight. He says, listen to your commentary of the championship game. He says, glad you're back, and we appreciate you for being here. There's a ground ball that's chopped over to third, fielded neatly by the third baseman, Momori, who throws to first, and Sugimoto's gone on a ground out 5-3 for the 3rd out of the inning, and that is going to do it here for Orix in their half of the 8th. Adam, I'll come back and answer your questions in just a couple moments. We appreciate everybody for being here. That's a quick 1-2-3 inning for the Buffaloes as they go quietly. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 8th inning. Your score is the Yokohama DeNA BayStars 2, the Orix Buffaloes no score. Stick around, everybody. I'll come back and we'll give Adam a couple of leads for him in the States, hopefully to be able to knock down and find out. We'll be back in just a few.
You are listening to live NPB commentary with Last Raps Baseball. Be sure to check out our podcast, The Japan Baseball Report, either on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to join our Facebook group as well. It is NPB Japan Baseball Report. Stay up to date with all the other followers who or a fan of the Japanese game.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving ourselves to the bottom half of the eighth inning, and slated to come to bat is the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the BayStars. It'll be Koki Kojiwara, Shugomaki, and Yoda Kyoto to come to bat. As you're right, it may not be looking good as the bullpen here for the Buffaloes. We are going to see ourselves Andres Machado, who is pretty much the closer these days for the Buffs, working in the bottom of the eighth inning here. And the first pitch is on the way. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to the right side, fielded on the backhand. Oh, they throw it away. They throw it away over at first base as the first baseman, Yuma Tongu, had ranged to his right. He threw it behind the pitcher covering, and that's going to go in the books as an error. It'll be E3. And it's actually not Tongu. It's a replacement. It is a training player. And we'll have to get the number on the training player. It's number 126. And ironically, on our roster, there is no one. Oh, there it is. It's Kazuya Katsuki, who's going to be charged with the error. So his first touch of the ball game, Katsuki makes an error and safe at first. Nice play by Wakatsuki to back it up. So I'll come back to you, Adam, in a second here to answer your question. There's a first pitch fastball that misses down to Mackey for ball one. So 1 ball and no strikes. So in the United States, where you can watch it, the big problem is there's not a lot of feeds in the USA where you can do it. DAZN had carried the rights to it. There was also, I believe it was Friends and Family or something like that. There's a fastball swung on that is lifted foul down the right field line, and the count is 1-1. But those were on delay. I forget, people were asking about that. You can always try the Live QQ. Live QQ has got to go through the Chinese, but they don't carry all the games. They're sometimes tougher to pick up. You've got other options as well. It used to be ABC out of Hawaii used to carry games up until a few years ago. I don't know if they're carrying anything else anymore. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into deep right field. Backing up is the right fielder who makes the catch over the shoulder. It's no longer Sugimoto, so it is a new right fielder for the Buffaloes, and that is going to retire Mackey. He hit that ball on the screws. He's gone for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up Yoda Kyoto to the plate for the first time tonight. Our friend Hamburger Steak says, I didn't even know triple-digit numbers were a thing. Yeah, the guys who are on the development squad or the training players, they'll be issued triple-digit numbers. Every once in a while in the regular season, you'll see one prop up, and I had to do a double take when I saw that a few years ago. I'm going, here's batting is number 127. Kind of reminds me of the NFL referees who have these triple-digit numbers as that first pitch fastball is swung on and fouled away. Count is 0-1 to Kyoto. Runner at first is Kajiwara. He reached on the error by the training development player of the first baseman of the Buffaloes. Here comes the 0-1 pitch as Machado delivers. It's a fastball, misses inside. There goes the runner down to second, and the throw is not going to be in time. So he's stolen base here for Kajiwara. So maybe, Frank, you might be in luck. He got a runner in scoring position here. The ball and a strike here to Kyoto. Might be able to will a run across the plate. It was a good pitch to run on as that pitch had missed down and in. Tough for Wakatsuki to make a good throw. Then the other thing is, Adam, if you got a VPN on your computer, if you've got virus or antivirus software, you can, there's a fastball that catches the inside corner, count as 1-2. Yahoo Japan will carry games, but if you're in North America, you're not going to be able to do that. Amazon Prime in Japan will also carry games. Again, you're going to have the cloak over you when you're doing it. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to pull in those live feeds. Fastball misses up and in. Count now goes to 2-2. It's a good question. Jason asked, who's behind the dish for Orix right now? I don't know if Wakatsuki's been substituted out or not. I'm pretty sure it's still Wakatsuki. There was a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to the right side. Fielded neatly by the second baseman, Oshiro, who throws to first. It's a ground out 4-3. It is going to advance the runner, Kajiwara, over to third. I'll do a double check for you to see if it is still Wakatsuki. As far as I have on my game sheet, it's actually Fukunaga who is now behind the plate. So Fukunaga has replaced Wakatsuki. So you're right, a different look there. That brings Masaki Momori to the plate. He came into the ballgame to replace the starter Miyazaki. He swings at the first pitch, pops it up down the left field line. It's going to slice into the seats, and the count is quickly on run. He's 0 for 1 tonight is Momori. He had flown out to left field his only trip to the plate. So honestly, you need to be able to get the run here because I don't see the BayStars getting another at-bat. The way that the Buffaloes have played tonight, I don't think that's going to happen. Adam says, runners on the corners. Nope, runner on third, as there's 2 gone here, and the pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to Momori. Our question from Jason says, who do you think is going to be the main catcher? I think it's going to be Wakatsuki, but I think that Momori will be an everyday player because he'll catch probably a third of the games, but he'll DH and he'll play in the field a little bit. So he'll probably end up with 120 games played. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1-2 to Momori. I just have a feeling that they like Wakatsuki behind the plate better than Mori. But hard to take Momori's bat out of the lineup once the season begins. So if he's able to catch 40 to 50 games and DH another 50, maybe play in the field at about 20 games in right field, as that fastball misses down, the count goes to 2-2. I think he played about 15 games last year or 14 games in right field, so I wouldn't bat an eye that they would do that again. That's Rico says, is the BayStars spread higher? The score is across the ticker on the bottom. It's 2-0 right now for the BayStars. 1 ball and 2, I've got 2 balls and 2 strikes to Momori. We might have lost something here. There's 2 gone in the inning. As the right-hander Machado delivers, there's a fastball swung on and fouled away. I guess I'm going to have to rely on the scoreboard here for this one. Normally, the scoreboard in spring training sometimes can be a bit dicey. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. After this game's done, we'll do a recap and a roundup for you before we call it a night. There's a fastball swung on, and it's lifted foul down the left field line, and the count remains at 1-2. As we said, tomorrow we'll take the night off tomorrow, and then we'll get something scheduled up for the weekend. I've been kind of leaning toward maybe looking at the Fighters. I think they're playing the Swallows this weekend. Maybe for one of those games, if not for both. Although the Swallows are in such, they might be in worse shape than some of these teams in the Pacific League, like the Buffaloes. Fastball taken for a called third strike. Momori stood there like the house by the side of the road. He watched it go by for out number 3, and that's going to do it here for Yokohama in the bottom half of the 8th. They strand a runner at third, can't push him across. No runs in the inning, no hits, 1 error, and 1 runner left aboard. We're moving to the top of the ninth inning. Your score is the BayStars 2 and the Buffaloes no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Top of the ninth, just around the corner when we come back. Welcome back, everybody. Yataro Ishida is coming back out for his fourth inning of work, and he has been almost unhittable. He has faced one above the minimum since he's come into the game, as he's allowed only one hit. As he takes over here, Frank says he's pretty cooked. Yeah, I think so. Hang in, because you never know. There are some defensive changes. We'll have to try to catch up on that. It is Kotaro Kobayashi to lead off the ninth inning. Slated to come to bat. It'll be... Well, it's supposed to be Tongu, but we know we're going to get probably that development player for him. And then Yuma Mune. So you're getting not a lot here. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball swung on off the end of the bat, grounded over to second. And a nice play there defensively, as that is going to retire. That is Hayashi, who has come into the ball game to replace Shugo Maki. So a ground out 4-3 here. As I say, the defensive changes have come fast and furious here in this one. The BayStars have emptied their bench as well. And that is slated to bring up, as we say, the training player, I do believe here. We'll take a look here in a second. The first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike, although it may not be. It could be Kazuki at the plate. Yeah, it is. He's 1 for 8 in the exhibition play, as he took that first pitch for a fastball for a called strike. There's a fastball swung on it, has popped up behind home plate, and the count quickly goes to 0-2. So they're going right after Kazuki, not wasting any time. Let's see if he can hit the NPB pitching. So Kazuya Kazuki here batting. As we said, there's also changes in other positions in the infield as well. Pitch on the way. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away. It's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Buffaloes need to get a base runner. It's Yuma Mune who waits his turn on deck. And Masahiro Nishino to follow. They need to get at least a runner going here. Fastball misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2. Hamburger Steak says, I'm getting way too hyped for a game at 3 a.m. Oh, we appreciate you for joining in here with us. As we said, tomorrow night off, not going to do anything. Those games all start really, really late. But Saturday and Sunday, we'll take a look at the schedule, try to project something out, and hopefully you guys can join us for those. And then it all gets going for real a week from tomorrow as that fastball swung on and fouled away, and it's 2-2. We'll try to put our schedule up 2 or 3 days in advance. We're also going to try to squeeze in some major league games this year. One of the goals that I have is I want to get back to doing what we did a couple of years ago. We did pound it out 150, 160 games. The exhibition games here, the World Baseball Classic stuff that we did, gives us a good head start on that as that fastball swung on and fouled away. Count remains at 2s to Kazuki. Jimmy Feltner says he thought this game would be a blowout. It's been pretty decent pitching. The defensive play has been shoddy. As the pitch on the way is a breaking ball swung on, another one tap foul over on the first base side. So you never know. As Yogi Berra once said, it's never over until it's over. But at this point in the game, it's sure looking close to being over. That's for sure. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. It remains to Kazuki, who is now turning this into a heck of a bat. It's going to be the 8th pitch coming up here, and he started 0-2. There's a breaking ball swung on, and this ball is lined up the middle for a base hit past the diving shortstop of the BayStars, and he's got himself a single. So Kazuki aboard with that knock, and that is going to bring up the third baseman in Yuma Mune. So just like that, the Buffaloes have life. That's got to bug you as a pitcher. That was a great pitch. Nice diving effort by the shortstop, just past the outstretched part of his glove. So the Buffaloes now with life here with a runner at first and 1 gone. Mune at the plate. And their first pitch is a fastball at the knees, taken for a called strike. Mune came on in the 6th inning and he grounded out. He replaced Taisi Haruka. Hamburger Steak said, yeah, the shortstop got a mouthful of dirt. Yeah, it was a great effort. Diving in the air, moving to his left. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 1-1. Definitely in the deep water right now. On deck is Masahiro Nishino. And then Fukunaga, the catcher, hitting in the 9 spot. So you think all the things will be pointing to the BayStars as there's a breaking ball waved at and missed. The count now is 1-2 on Mune. Bottom part of the order, 1 runner on, 1 gone here in the inning. Are the Buffaloes going to have any life breathed into them? So Mune steps back in. Right-hander ready to go. Kicks and delivers. Fastball just misses under the hands. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Mune. Appreciate our late arriving crowd here tonight. You guys it's been an entertaining affair. It's been decent. The first 5 innings took a little longer. Didn't feel like it, but took longer than probably should. The back 4 innings have gone along quite nicely. Breaking ball swung on, pop foul into the seats on the third base side of home plate. Count remains at 2-2. Frank says it has been a good game, though. He had plus 2.5 as well as 1.5 on the spread. Wouldn't have been nice to hit both. Yeah, well, hopefully we can speak it into existence for you, but I don't think it's going to happen. Here comes the 2-2. Fastball swung on and line foul into the seats down the left field line, and the count remains at 2-2. BayStars have done enough tonight to be pretty good. And, you think about it, probably a 1-0 game. If that pop fly is caught by Kobayashi there back in the 5th inning, as there's a breaking ball swung on, it's grounded softly back to the pitcher. Ishida fields it, throws to first, and Mune is going to be retired on a ground out 1-3. That was a swinging bunt. And it's going to advance Kazuki over to second base. And it's slated to bring up Masahiro Nishino to the plate. Pitcher did a nice job fielding his position. It's Mune running down the line with that catcher's shin guard on. And there you have it. The manager is coming out. We're going to have a pitching change here, as that's going to be the end of the line here. I wonder if they're doing that on purpose to try to get some of their relievers some sort of pressure work. So either that or they're torturing us because they want to extend the game a little bit. So Ishida's night is done. They're coming out to make a pitching change. We're going to take a time out here. We'll come back and tell you who that is in just a couple moments. Hang tight, everybody. We appreciate you guys for listening in with us here on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll answer our friend Hamburger's Steak just after this when we come back.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball.
Yes, we do. And we have a pitching change. We'll be back in just a moment. Appreciate you guys for being with us. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Kentaro Shinoji coming in to try to close this one out here for the BayStars, as he has a runner at second and 2 gone. And we'll see if it is going to be Masahiro Nishino coming to bat or if the BayStars are going to dig into their bench for a pinch hitter. We do see Nishino still listed, but that doesn't mean a whole lot here. It is going to be Nishino coming up. He is 1 for 3 tonight. He has grounded twice to the pitcher, and he also has a single. Batting .313 here. Hamburger Steak said he hasn't had a chance to watch the BayStars so much this year. They've been playing about 500 ball, but that doesn't really mean a whole lot here in the exhibition play as that breaking ball misses down and in. 1-0 to Nishino. They've been better than the Buffaloes, that's for sure. So here we go. Here comes the next pitch. Fastball misses upstairs. It's now 2 balls and no strikes. Waiting on deck is Fukunaga. I tell you, this pitcher here, I haven't seen enough of Shinjoji. He can really dial it up. He's got some really fast lower half, really quick arm action. Here comes the pitch. Fastball catches the outside corner. That was at 92 miles an hour on our gun, and the count now goes to 2-1. Jason Stuff says a few years ago, the Buffaloes were on top of the world. Yeah. And, I really don't think they're all that bad. But the thing is, you lose Masataka Yoshida, you're overcome that. But losing Yamamoto is difficult. There's a fastball swung on it. It's hit in the left field. That's a base hit, and they're going to stop the runner at third. So stopping at third is Kazuki. Another hit here for Nishino. So he's got himself a single. So the Buffaloes aren't dead yet, although they are getting the knives sharpened to carve them up. That puts runners at the corners with 2 gone. And it brings a conference out to the mound here to talk to Shinoji, understanding the situation here. So that ball kind of had eyes. It's going to also bring in a pinch runner here for Nishino. We'll see what they're going to do here. Another training and development player. So the always popular number 045 is into the ball game. And so 045 is Takedo Ashida. So he is here, and we have number 32. So this is Fukunaga coming to the plate. So not one of the regulars. Fukunaga here, batting with runners on the corners. Sho Fukunaga. And the first pitch is a fastball. It's taken for a strike on the outside corner, and the count is quickly 0-1. Down to their final out are the Buffaloes. As the right-hander ready to go again, he kicks and fires. There's a fastball that just misses a bit upstairs. That pitch was at 92 on our gun. 1 ball and 1 strike it is on Fukunaga. Again, the right-hander leans in, gets the sign. It's an agreement. He checks the runner at first, and here comes the 1-1 pitch. On the way, fastball swung on. It is popped up into shallow right field. Moving back on it is the second baseman, and he's there to make the catch, as that is going to do it. As the BayStars will put this one away here in the ninth inning. Well, there was no runs. There were a couple of hits. There was no errors, and there were 2 left aboard. Your final score is the Yokohama DeNA BayStars 2, the Orix Buffaloes nothing. Stick around, everybody. I'll recap this one for you in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back in just a couple of moments. Hang tight, everybody. Thanks for being with us here once again tonight.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. I appreciate you guys for listening in here tonight. Carter Smith's in the house here tonight as well. And I'll give you a quick recap, and then I'll answer a couple of your questions here. Carter Smith also says Japan baseball is not very good. Well, then why are you here, Carter? That'd be the question. If it's not very good, why are you here for the entertainment? But that being said, we appreciate everybody else who is in here and listening tonight. The Orix Buffaloes dropped a 2-0 ball game and a decision here to Yokohama. Really easy for this one here. Runs were scored in the third inning by Yokohama with 1 out. It was a walk to Yuda Yamamoto, another walk to Kaito Mori, and then with 2 out, an RBI single off the bat of Koki Fujiwara brought home Yamamoto with the first run of the ball game. In the fifth inning, with 2 out, Kaito Mori was hit by a pitch, and then it was Tatsu Obina who hit a high pop-up into shallow left field. Kentaro Kobayashi dropped the ball, and Mori was able to score all the way around from first base to make the scoreline 2-0. And that is where we go. So 2-0 it is. Your final score here as Yokohama takes care of the Buffaloes in this one here tonight. So to answer a couple of the questions our friend Jason Stuff asked in the chat here, he says, do you know how Trevor Bauer's done this year? Bauer has appeared in one game. He pitched against the Buffaloes, as a matter of fact. Was it last weekend? No, it was a week ago last weekend. Made his first appearance of the spring. He went 3 innings. He threw, I think it was 46 pitches. Gave up 2 runs, but they were unearned. And he ended up getting a no decision because the game ended up in a 2-2 tie as the BayStars and the Buffaloes were playing at the Kyocera Dome. He pitched 2 days ago in a second-team game. Went 5 innings, allowed a run, struck out 7. But he's going to be ready for the regular season, and that's pretty much all you need to know from there. And so that is the way it is. Once again, everybody, we do appreciate everybody who came in tonight to listen to the game, whether you listen live or on delay. We really like having you guys hanging out with us as we do enjoy the beautiful game as it is played in Japan. Once again, everybody, we'll catch you again later on in the week. Remember, nothing tomorrow night, but we are going to call a couple on the weekend. We'll check the schedule. We'll add that to our list. It'll be early starts, more than likely either at 9 o'clock Pacific or 10 o'clock Pacific. Haven't quite sorted that out yet, but hopefully you guys can join us for that as well. Once again, it's been another Last Raps Baseball YouTube production. Don't forget, check out the Japan Baseball Report, our podcast. We got 6 in the books. I'll give you all you need to know to keep up to date on Japanese baseball when you get a chance. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you again soon.
You are listening to live NPB commentary with Last Raps Baseball. Be sure to check out our podcast, The Japan Baseball Report, either on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to join our Facebook group as well. It is NPB Japan Baseball Report. Stay up to date with all the other followers who are a fan of the Japanese game.